We're live.
All right, let's try this again. My computer decided to do updates. All right.
The most inappropriate time.
Yeah, really. That was not very nice. Okay. Sorry, guys. And Jenny is supposed to be coming on. So Jenny, I didn't change the title. So I hope you are going to really come on because I didn't change the title. All right. So we are going to do some live readings today. Rods. We're going to do tarot, some body scans. We're going to do it all. We're going to have a little bit of everything. So like I wrote in the comment section, if you want an astrology reading, then if you want Vedic astrology included in this, you have to make sure you put your full birthday information and please spell it out exactly like how I have it in the, as an example. So we need to have that. And just pulling out my software here real quick. Whew, that was fun. Oh,
We'll go there eventually.
Hey,
you can see the chat now.
Hi guys, hello everybody.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
So this is Julie Poole. She's a hypnotherapist and tarot psychic intuitive reader. We have Trisha, master numerologist. I'm a life coach / Vedic astrologer. And Jenny does tarot, psychic, same sort of psychic intuitive reader. So we're going to do a little bit of all of us here. And we're going to give you guys some readings. So we're going to do the super chats first. And
Kelly Page is here.
We are going to start. There is one chart that's not super chatted. We're going to start with, and that's Trisha, the birthday that I gave you.
Yeah, I did have written down. Hold on, I'll get it again. I had it all organized.
So did I. And then everything just got shut down.
So it won't take me long to get it. I'll just scroll back. I had it written out, ready. Right, yeah. I can remember the day and the month, but just not the year. So
Shoot.
8, 9, 10.
Didn't save. No, yes it did. Here it is.
Yeah.
And I have my rods. Does anybody, we could start it out with any rod questions too. If you have any rod questions as well, like if you want in your reading and if you do the super chat and everything, and you have a rod question reading, that's it. You know, we're going to do some rods as well.
They tested me live last night and asked who would, I can't remember his name, was it Doug somebody, would he win?
Yeah, and you were dead on, weren't you?
I got the hangman and I got no, he wouldn't. And I was like, I saw the winner, I was like, I can't remember what name they gave me. I was like praying I got it right.
That's, yeah, I was going to send you a message, but it was late.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't remember the name. Oh, well, somebody told me, they inboxed me, and thank goodness.
All right, so does everybody, real quick, Julie and Trisha, why don't you just give your websites, even though they're in the description box. So if you want to get real readings, and Julie, I also wanted to tell you, I had a client that I did a reading for, and you did a reading, you're doing some work with her. I'm not going to say her name, but you and I had the exact same predictions for her with like career, exact same weird things. And I'm telling you, like, they weren't something that we just came up with. It was something pretty amazing. If she ends up being in the chat, I hope she makes a comment because I don't want to just call her spot and blow her spot up here and say what we said. But I mean, you and I were both exact to what we said. And I'm amazed because you are doing this like intuitively too. So, you know, I'm reading charts, but you're actually just coming up with this. So it's amazing to me. Just wanted to give you that little shout out.
Can I just say I did a reading for someone yesterday who you've done their chart for, and we both said this virtually the same thing without even knowing. Yeah.
That's so crazy though. Like, but that just shows you that all of these different things work. You know, I mean, everything that we do, all three, you know, different energies, they're all working. They all have the same advice. That's pretty amazing, don't you think?
Yeah.
Oh, I tried to put my web, you can't put your address, can you, in the chat? So it's www.trishagelder.co.uk. Can't even speak. So it's Trisha with SH. Well, you can see my name on the screen. So just put on the end. And you can book and pay. There's a booking system now. Sorry, Julie. There's a booking system now, so we don't have to send loads of emails forward and back. It should all work smoothly wherever you are in the world. So sorry, I'll hand that over to Julie.
It's okay. So mine's www.juliepoolhypnotherapy.co.uk, and there's various buttons across the top, and the one for readings is online energy work. So if you want a reading, you click on that. If you're interested in hypnotherapy or counselling, then you look at those pages. So that's mine.
Great. Okay. All right. So we are going to start with this one birthday that was given to me. Look out if you see Jenny in the chat, okay, guys, when I'm doing this.
Yeah, so it should be about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah.
We are going to start with this 9/20/1980, okay? And we'll keep them. I'm going to keep them pretty brief, okay? So we all can have a little bit of jazz here, okay? But this person is probably about the most practical human being that there is, because I mean, the most hardworking person that is just all business. Why? Because this person's a Virgo ascendant, a Virgo sun, Saturn in the first house with the sun and Mercury, but a moon in Capricorn. Can't tell you about how like hardworking this individual probably is. And also, you will take on a lot. You're a perfectionist, like big time. Like you want things a perfect way, a certain way. You're really good at contracts. You're really good at going to work and handling all the details. You're very detail oriented. Gosh, I mean, I would hate to be in your circle and do something wrong. I'm not saying you go crazy, but you would just be like, I'll just do it myself. So definitely somebody that is just, you know, has all these goals, ideas, needs to be in charge, needs to lead business. I mean, leadership, work with your hands. You're really good with your hands, healer. But you have the moon conjunct K2. And I know you're going through some rough stuff, and just so you know, you're having a K2 return. So emotionally, you have moon conjunct K2. What that means is you can detach from anything, and you kind of are like a blockade of your feelings. Your feelings are very guarded, and you're like this in the public, the fifth house. So you're having a fifth house transit with this going on. Children, creativity, it's intelligence, romance, business, intellect, entertainment, advisor. So there's definitely some things going on with you for work, I would say. You have a really hard conjunction, moon and K2 in the fifth, and that's like detaching. You're kind of cold. You're very cold, actually. You're kind of really emotionless, to be honest with you, because you're a Virgo ascendant too. But then you have Rahu conjunct Venus that makes you are like searching for romance, searching for this. You probably definitely like the ladies, you know, fair share. You're definitely very sexual, very you're just gonna really be interested in that kind of stuff, but nobody's gonna ever fulfill you. Like you're always going to have these blockades. So that's all I'm going to say for now. But then, you know, go ahead. Whoever wants to say this. Yeah.
Well, this person's, okay, so we're just looking at 3 out of 6 core numbers. And the ones on the date of birth are all 2s, well, 11 2s. So they've got a 2 birthday. They've got an 11-2 life path number. So they're master number 11. But if you think that's 2 1s, so like, it is a very independent life path number, an 11, because it's got the 2 1s, and their attitude number is an 11-2. So this person, yes, they'd be great at leadership, but when you see the 2-2-2, this person is going to be very intuitive, psychic sponge. They've come here to spread spiritual enlightenment. I'd be interested if that's in their chart, because with 3 2s in their chart, they'd like to be in a relationship, though. 11 2s or 2s do not like to be single, really. So
well, yeah, this person doesn't want to be single, but then he gets bored easily. I can tell you that. And then also, yes, definitely has gifts, but definitely judges them and is so practical. It's so hard to like get into that zone.
Yeah, because they've got it there. Like Jeff, I'm bringing Jeff into it. Jeff's a life path 11-2. But it depends if the person's found their, like, they can be very critical of themselves, lack self-esteem. So if they've not, when you've got 11s in your charts or 22 or anything like that, you have to raise your vibration high enough. And if you don't, you'll live at the level of a 2, even though you've got an 11 life path number. they're in a year 3 at the moment until next August, September. So this is the year to be more creative, have fun. I feel it's very fertile year as well because, but I feel they're quite disillusioned in love. I think that's one of this person's issues. But I'll pass it over to Julie to see what she gets with the cards and things.
Normally when I'm doing a reading for somebody, I just need a name, and I haven't got a name, so I'm just having to try and feel the energy. Are they even on live?
I don't know. I think the name's Avery. It's a male.
See, what I normally am doing is connecting with the person's energy, and when they're on live, I'm not feeling that they're here, so I've had to use the cards. But basically, what I'm getting, I've got the Emperor. So I agree completely with what you two have said. Very career orientated, very powerful, power driven. But I feel that the power is, I don't want to say fake, that's too harsh, but that inside he's nowhere near as confident as he appears to be outside. So I feel that there is a lot of uncertainty inside. The other card I've pulled for him is the Queen of Pentacles. And what this is saying to me is that he's very much about money. And the feminine part of him, I don't feel he's connected with at all, which is why he needs a female partner in order to balance him. But he's not connecting with them on a heart level. He's just connecting with having the male-female balance. But that's all he needs. That's all. It's quite shallow. It's quite surface. But I've also got this card of moving away from it, wanting to break away from it, wanting more, but doesn't know how to have more. Okay, so now I can feel his energy. So as I'm connecting with his energy, what I'm feeling is that, okay, he's quite closed, his heart is quite hard. The heart is hardened from around about the age of 13, 14, 15, something in the early teens has messed him up. It's hardened his heart. I would say that this guy's almost a misogynist. He doesn't like women at all. Is just using women to balance it out. But actually deeper in his heart, he needs love, wants love, just doesn't know how to connect. How to connect romantically. He only knows how to connect sexually, and he wants to move away from that, which is why I think he's asked for this reading. But I think he needs help to break down those barriers. And if he wants to work with me, give me a shout. I can book you in. But there's some work to do there to bring down those blocks, and then we can move you forward into love. I would think I feel that he's going to need about 5 or 6 different sessions. There are different aspects that need to be unwound. And then I think he's frightened of being softened, because he sees that as a threat. But actually he can gain so much more from that if he allows himself to trust the process and trust that he will be better off, not worse off from it.
Would you say it's mother issues? Because I pulled this card for him as well.
Very possibly, yeah.
The Empress.
Or his first love at a very young age, our first love when we're 12, 13, 14, that he got crushed, that kind of, there's some kind of damage early in teens.
When you have Moon conjunct K2, something traumatic happens to you, whether it be with usually has to do with the relationships, emotions and stuff. It kind of like cuts you off, and then you discord, you start building these walls.
Yeah. And
then the walls start, and then you literally pretty much go kind of, I don't want to say he starts womanizing women, but yeah, you kind of do. I mean, that's really, you go to sex, you go to what makes you feel secure. You kind of spin that role around. Look, I've got K2 in the first house conjunct Mars. I'm not going to say that I'm right there with you. Okay. So, and then you just kind of use these traits that you've learned at a security, because yes, you have a lot of self-doubts. You have Saturn in the first house. And it's like really hard for you you have a lot of insecurities, and there is some 5th house matters going on. So I wonder if it has to do with a child. You need to take some action.
I agree. He won't do this on his own. He won't break these barriers, these patterns on his own. He needs some help.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go to the next one. We're going to go to, this one I don't have a time, so I can't really do much on it. So mainly you two. It's going to be April 2nd, 1986. It's a female. She's in the chat for sure. Don't know her name because I can't find it right now. It's kind of hard to do all these tasks, but it's April 2nd, 1986.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Julie, or do you want me to go?
Can I have a name at all?
Let me see.
And she's in the chat. It's okay. I'll just try and connect to her from the chat.
Hold on, I'll find her name. Let me find her. All right, it is Aluna.
I just pulled the same card as I got for the previous chap. So we've got this walking away, wanting to move away from something. So I'm just tuning into her. What are we moving away from? Okay, so I'm feeling this is a relationship that is doing damage. I feel it's toxic. She doesn't know how to move away. She wants to. Half of her wants to, half of her doesn't. She feels torn. What else am I getting here?
You know what's really crazy, Julie? She has the same conjunction that that other person has, this Rahu conjunct Venus.
Right.
And so that's like this unfulfilling thing in romance. You're always going to be searching for it. So you're going to dabble in all sorts of things. You're never going to be satisfied, ever.
Yeah, I mean, I've just pulled the Four of Wands, which is the marriage card, and it's come up upside down. So it's saying, yeah, there are blocks there to commitment. There are blocks to being able to really connect to somebody. She's connecting on one level, but not all the way down, down to the heart. So it's a surface thing. I feel she's very drawn to guys who are intelligent. She loves a guy who can really make her think, and somebody that's a bit cultured and a bit educated, and that turns her on, but she doesn't get connected within the heart. There is another block there. That one, I feel that the heart was hurt, broken, and is still broken, is still damaged. And that can hurt. She has loved before and she can love again, but until the heart is fixed, then she's only half loving. She's caring rather than being in love.
She's that indecision.
That's going with the card that I said, isn't it? That
yeah, Jolie, you and I are always on sync. It's weird.
Yeah. Half of her wants to go, half of her wants to stay. She's not sure, but she knows it's not fulfilling her. But she's looking at the surface is what's holding her back. So on the surface, it looks all rosy, but underneath, it's pretty shallow. There's no depth to it. And I don't feel there's longevity to it. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, she's a life path number 3, so that's quite typical of a life path number 3. Number 3 is one of their biggest one. Obviously, we have all got many different life lessons. For them, one of them is like reducing drama in their life. It is focusing. So when it comes to relationships, they're often prone to. I have to be careful what I say. Love triangles. So I'm not saying all 3s cheat or are in love triangles, but I've seen it a lot. Very common. They can settle down and they can be faithful, but they find it quite difficult. So they really. Here's Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny. All right. You got the whole panelist.
Hi, Jenny.
What's that?
Oh, that's it.
Oh, am I on mute? Can you guys hear me
I
okay?
can hear you now.
Okay, fabulous.
So, yeah, she has to be careful, again, of surface level relationships. 3s, they're great fun. They're born to bring joy to others. It's a sunshine number. But they very often stay on the surface and sort of flit around. She's in till about April next year, is in a year 7, so it's a year of spiritual growth. This is an opportunity to really dig deep and go through that spiritual growth time. Obviously, every year you can do it, but this is the overall theme for her until about March, April next year. So yeah, very creative though.
Okay, so next we're going to go to, or wait, Jenny, do you want to pull just one card for this person?
No, actually, I don't because I have no clue, and
Okay. Checking. Just saying. Just didn't want to throw you in the mix. Didn't want to not include you. Okay, so
no, it's totally fine.
next person is Katie. I'm just going down the super chat. We'll definitely get to you if you're like in that $10 range. And obviously, the higher the donations, the longer we're gonna spend time with you. Because to get all four of us on here is very hard to get us all collaborated, as you see. All right, so now we're gonna go with, who did I just say? 10-3. Katie, you're 10-3-78. So Trisha, it's October 3rd, 1978. It's for numerology. You are a Scorpio rising like me, very passionate, very sexual, very keep things to yourself. You like
Heidi, you're not sexual.
Yeah, you like everybody to know things about you, but you don't want them to know everything about you unless you know you're going to help them. So people will tell you everything because you're like a vault. But you know, you can be very charismatic, but you know, just kind of behind the scenes. Your moon is in Libra in the 12th house. You are definitely, you know, I would say you're probably a really good dancer or something like that because you have a lot of 12th house energy. I would say that something traumatic probably happened to you or your mother when you were younger. I don't want to, I mean, something possibly with this sex, something with sex. Okay, I'm not going to go too much into details here on the, because you're a Scorpio. I'm not going to get too dark here. But moral of the story is your moon is in Libra, very probably like shiny things. You know, you're very creative, probably a really good dancer, like I said. And you're a healer. You have Rahu, Sun, and Mercury in Hasta, good with your hands. Reiki masters come out of this. People that like oils, that do all that kind of stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Besides your transits you're going through. We've had a rough 4 years, so now things are going to focus on your money. But there's a lot of, you know, you're going to get really hit with your moon. Your moon's in your 12th house to keep things in, which is why I'm not saying too much about your personal stuff because you don't like your privacy blown up, you know, live. So I would say I'm going to keep it brief. Whoever wants to go next.
Okay, so we've got another kind of what's that? Another master. Got tongue-tied there. Another master number 11 too, like the first gentleman we looked at. So again, 11-2s are healers. They're very intuitive. They're like psychic sponges. We seem to get a lot of them in the chat coming for readings. So again, she's here to spread spiritual enlightenment. She needs to raise her vibration enough though to embody that 11-2. She has got a 1 birthday, so she's got a leadership side to her. And the 4 attitude number, she will like financial security. That'll be very important to her. She'll like things quite grounded and orderly. And obviously this is just a snippet. I'm just scraping the surface here with this. Katie's in, did you say that, can you just give the date of birth again?
Yeah, October 3rd, 1978.
So she hasn't got a 3 birthday. Sorry, I'm getting that mixed. I was looking at it and thought I've written it the American way around. She's got a 3 birthday and yeah, the other numbers are still correct. So she's currently in year 5 now till next October, September, October time. So this is a year of rapid change, transformation, magnetizing people to her. Things might feel chaotic. She might get ready to move because the year after is all about the house, the home, family, beautifying wherever you live or moving into your ideal home. Often people get itchy feet in a year 5. So I'm going to pass that over. Who's going next? Is it Jenny or is it Julie?
I'm happy to go next. So what I've got is, so I've got the judgment card, okay, and what I'm feeling is that she judges herself quite harshly and she tends to judge others as well. So there's a little bit of self-criticism and criticism for others. And that's stopping her from feeling safe and secure because she's always seeing what's wrong rather than what's right. Now, what that's blocking her, because then I have got the Eight of Swords, where she can't move forward until she can change that judgment. And if she can let that go, then what we've got is the Ten of Cups, which is all about that security that I feel that she really needs inside. But she needs to be letting go of that judgment about herself in order to get it, because she's such a perfectionist. I'm feeling that it's unrealistic, her expectations. So she's always feeling let down. So if we can let that go, then she can come into this space where she feels that life is good just the way it is, and she'll feel safe and secure and feel whole. And that will make a significant difference to her happiness. That's what I've got.
Beautiful.
I want to do something a little bit differently today because I'm feeling kind of funny. I guess it's the retrograde. I don't know. But sometimes in my own readings with my clients, I do body scanning also, which is really interesting. And I'm looking forward to learning about your process and how that works for you, Julie. But, you know, as of right this moment, my cards are like not really talking to me right now. We're having kind of a tiff, I feel like. So yeah, because they're just calling me out right now and they're showing me what's going on with me. But what I think I was able to do, Heidi, when you said her birthday again, and you said her first name is Katie, I'd be interested to know her last initial, because that or her last name would be
Langford.
ideal. What is it?
Langford.
Langford. That helps quite a bit. But in any case, obviously we can't see these people in front of us, but what we can envision in the mind's eye, or whatever you want to call it, is a kind of stage of their energy field. And so when I look at Katie L, I actually am drawn directly to her pelvis. And the way the pelvis is shaped is it looks kind of like a butterfly. And so what I'm being shown is there's a lot of beauty there. There's a lot of emphasis on the kind of femininity and the transformative quality of a butterfly. So I was given the butterfly symbolism kind of in line with her pelvic bone and the way that her pelvis is lined up. And then the two, I guess they're sockets or joints where the femur is attached to the pelvis. Those were kind of illuminated. So I was seeing two of those orbs kind of light up. So, and I think you mentioned she may have done something with dancing or some kind of athleticism. In any case, what it looks to me more like, sometimes that part of the body, the sacral area, has a lot to do with manifestation, sexual energy, creative energy. Those things are one and the same. So in any case, when I look at her body, that's immediately where I'm drawn to, is the butterfly, the sensual metamorphosis quality of the butterfly, and the pelvic bone being a sexual, well, it's not a sexual, part, but it is in that general area. So for what it's worth, I think she may be dealing with something to do with the hips or the joints. And if that and or the feminine reproductive area, something to do with that, the pelvis.
Interesting. That's definitely possible. Okay, so hopefully that helps, Katie. And Dana Chapman's next. She did not.
Oh, Dana. Hi, Dana.
Didn't give a birthday, so we're just gonna pull some cards and whatever. Let's just put all of our great minds together. Pull a card or two or whatever you want. I have a strategy reversed. So I feel like
no plan. That means no plan.
That's right.
Man.
There's no
Wing
plan.
it. That was for me, Heidi.
Right.
I've seen some people from Facebook here tonight as well, so they've joined, which is
Yeah,
cool.
we have a lot of people in here. We have a lot of, I put in the chat, guys, the birthdays and stuff, if you guys want to take a look so everybody has them.
Yeah,
I've copied and pasted everything.
I've written some down.
I'm going to jump into the chat also because
Not the chat, like the chat on Zoom, just so you
Chat
know.
on Zoom, yeah. There's a little chat button, Julie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Okay.
Strategy reversed is a stall in process due to lack of planning. Plans have hit the wall. It's time to reevaluate things. That's what this one says.
Nice.
I got the hangman.
An author of your own destiny. I did get the Wheel of Fortune upright, and for me to get a positive card like this, I have to say this is definitely something you can overcome and get through, because I don't pull cards like this normally.
It's the miracle from
It's
Heidi.
a miracle. That means there's a lot of hope. Dream big.
Well, I got the hangman reversed. I'm not reversed. I'm getting in my head now. The hangman. So I'm feeling she's stuck and in suspension at the moment. But like you say, you got the Wheel of Fortune, so things are always moving. They never stay stuck the same. When things are down, they're always going to go back up. So obviously, I just feel, I know it's a number 12 card and we're in December. I feel things will get moving sort of to the end of December. I'm feeling drawn to. Obviously, this is very blind because we've got no dates of birth and nothing, but that's what I'm getting drawn to with that one.
What was this lady's name again, please?
Dana, is that Dana?
Dana, yes.
Okay, so I've got the Tower, and I've got the Tower reversed, which is a lot of chaos and unnecessary chaos, but we need change, and there's different ways of going about change. And I think she's grabbing at straws, not quite sure how to make changes, but the changes do need to happen. And that's going to bring her, I agree with you, bring her into a better space, because then we've got the Four of Wands. I had that a minute ago, which is a card of a happy ending. All right, this is the happy endings card. But we can't make a cake without breaking eggs. And I feel that we need to break some eggs here in order to get to that happy ending. Because if she carries on with the situation she's got, she's not going to get that happy ending. She's going to lose out. So this is where she needs to trust. Coming into her throat, and there's a lot that she's not said, there's a lot that she's holding back, and she's not made a decision about what she wants to do yet, which is why she's holding it all inside. I think it would help her a lot if she could talk to a really good friend, someone she trusts absolutely, to get it all out, have a vent, have a rant, have a really good letting go session, because that will help to clear the mind, to help her then decide which is the best way forward. Hope that makes sense.
Yes. Amanda, thank you so much. That was very, very nice of you. Yeah. And everybody, please subscribe to Jenny's going to be getting a YouTube channel one of these days soon, but Julie's YouTube and Trisha's YouTube, because they work so hard, and they really, I'm going to pin them in the comments, because they do live readings too, and they need 1,000 subscribers. So please, if you are subscribed to me, subscribe to them. Thank you.
I just dropped my phone. Sorry about that.
It's okay. All right.
Agreed.
Jenny, you ready?
It's all happening, isn't it?
I want to talk to Dana. So Dana, a couple things came up. If I look like I'm zoning out, that's because I'm in my space. I'm doing my thing, y'all. Anywho, I think I remember the same kind of visual impression that I got the first time I did a reading for Dana. And what's really interesting about it is that you see I'm wearing a flower crown. The first time I gave Dana a reading, she presented herself to me in that sort of, that psychic realm where people project themselves on another level, and we see them as being the most fantastical, ideal version of themselves. She presented herself as looking kind of like Arwen from Lord of the Rings. And so she had the flower crown, and she had that wispy, angelic, very fairy-like energy about her. So I just wanted to, because that came really strong. And then I remembered, I hope I'm not mistaken, but I remember that was the initial impression I got of her when we first met, the first time we've ever spoken. So she's maintaining that sort of very ethereal, princessy, fairy-like energy, very feminine, very magical. There's a lot of vulnerability there, because sometimes we tend to rely a lot on our imaginations. What's really interesting too here is that I also got the Tower. Okay, but my Tower is upright, and along with the Tower, I got the Priestess, the Three of Discs, and the Ace of Cups. Now, if I were to do my best to sum all of these up, the Priestess and the Tower together, I mean, Julie, I'd be very interested to hear another tarot reader's perspective on this. But for me, intuitively speaking, for Dana in this context, this has a lot to do with kind of kind of manifesting for yourself through kind of detrimental, a detrimental kind of lingering and not really doing anything, but kind of hanging out a little bit too much in those psychic realms. And it's kind of like when you don't put enough action or strategic thought into your plan, things will backfire on you when you're not rooted and grounded entirely in reality. As kind of confirmed here by the Three of Discs, which is, for me, instantly I'm brought up with having to do with work and competition, maybe a deadline of some kind, that sort of physical requirement that's being needed of you. And it also, the Ace of Cups, that's, it kind of looks like something that you started really with the intention to finish, but something went wrong because you didn't put enough strategy or planning into it, which kind of ties into Heidi's cards and everybody else's interpretation. I hope that helps, Dana.
Okay, so now Chad, I've read your chart on the Leak Project, I know, just a few days ago. So I'm pretty sure I did. Almost 100% sure I did. But Chad, you are a Virgo ascendant. Lots of planets in Scorpio in the third house. I think I did this and said the same thing. I'm not sure. Maybe family, definitely maybe some issues with the siblings, authorities. This is a heavy chart. I'm just going to kind of keep yours brief because I know I did your chart before. So we're going to keep it to other things. But very intense. And you're a Virgo, so very like a perfectionist. You like things done a certain way, critical, good with your hands, good with contracts. You're a great writer, maybe a music writer, maybe artistic. You work with your hands though. I think you work with your hands possibly. Money, money could have been a struggle for you. You worry about money a lot. You're kind of shy. I would say you worry about what you say sometimes. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So it's Trisha, it's November 23rd, 1984.
Oh, November 23rd. I had it written down as 11th of the 3rd.
Okay.
23rd of November 19.
Hey guys, you know what? Don't even worry about it because we have enough birthdays on here to probably do it until the rest of the show. So I'll just make sure I clarify the birthdays. Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Because some of them are probably the opposite way.
Wait a second. Look at me. Hold on. I went to the wrong person. Jesus. All right. This is getting too complicated. Sorry. Okay. Go back. We got to go back. Sorry. You're right. You were right, Trisha.
11th.
All right. Colleen. That was Colleen. So Colleen, we're going to go back to you. You have a harsh chart. So I'm going to be very cautious what I say with you. Colleen, you're 11/23/84.
Oh, yeah, I've got Colleen.
Go to Chad. Chad's 3/11/1981. I already did your chart. It's funny because you kind of have similar things. That's why I actually remembered your chart. You have planets in Virgo and Hasta. Go with your hands, same type of thing. And I said you were a researcher, probably like an encyclopedia. I remember saying that to you. And your moon is in Critica. You're Scorpio rising. Watch my Scorpio series. There's a lot of, right now, Scorpios are going through a lot of stuff with job, career, lots of tasks, has to do with money, finances. Jupiter's in the 12th. There could be more expenses. That kind of stuff could be going on. So yes, you're right, Trisha. We're going on March 11th, 81, and this is Chad.
Okay, Cool, thank you. So Chad has got an 11 birthday. So we've got lots of 11s in the room tonight.
Trisha, I think if I read this correctly, Chad Renshaw says his birthday's wrong. Chad, what's your birthday?
Chad, you wrote March 11th. Oh, probably because I gave him I wrote that's why we're confused.
Okay.
At first I said that other birthday, remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
it was.
sorry. I didn't mean
No,
to interrupt. I just
Because I've got March 11th. I've got
yeah,
11th.
it's March 11th. Sorry, that was my fault from the beginning.
That's definitely right, yeah? 81?
Yes, you're right. March 3rd, 1981. That is correct.
March 11th.
March 11th. Lord mercy.
Yes. What did I just say? It's March
You said
11th.
March. I can't.
Lazy, right?
Oh my God, guys, hold on. It's really hard putting birthdays in astrology software and reading these chats all at once.
I'm
But
going to say you're trying to multitask a lot, which it does get complicated. When I'm doing it
Yeah.
myself, you can get a little bit overwhelmed.
especially with software here. Okay, let me go
Yeah.
down. Let's just confirm. I know this is right, but Chad, where is he?
First time using this on my own and doing everything was bad enough. So when you've got like 4 people doing
Yes.
it with you, 3
Chad
people.
is March 11th, 1981, 12:56.
Okay. Now my cat's decided to sit on the paper.
Oh,
Just sort of flick of,
that's what I got.
you see the flick of the tail?
Yes.
Jesus, cat.
Wonderful. Heidi needs to get a cat.
My cat likes Heidi. She always comes on when Heidi's here. Right, okay.
Really? That's
Yeah.
because Heidi's a
All
First
animals
time-
like me. All
On
animals.
Facebook
Heidi's
Live,
a
my cat
vicious
sat,
kitty.
That's right.
Masker sat right in front of the camera and face on. Right, okay, so Chad is a life path number 6. So teacher, healer, counselor. That's the sort of path you've come to walk in this life. Obviously, again, I just repeat this in case there's new people. This is just 3 of your 6 core numbers. Life path number 6 is one of their biggest life lessons is to learn to receive, because they're givers. They give. Or if you've got 6 in your chart, you have to be really careful, because you like 6 and 9s are very similar. 6, the house, the home, the family. 9s are about giving to humanity. Me and Jenny are both life path number 9s, and Julie's got lots of 9s. I think Heidi's the other one now. She doesn't.
I'm the only 7.
You're the psychic. No, so we've got lots of 9s in the room tonight, but 6 is very similar. It's about the house, the home, family. You like the cosmic parent in numerology, they call it. And you have to be careful about smother loving as well, because 6s can. Elvis Presley's mum was a 6, and I'm not saying everybody's going to be like her, but she certainly had a very close bond, too close bond with her son. You're in a personal year 6 now, which is about the house. So your life path number is the energy of the year you're in until about March next year. February, March, it will start to change. Family can need you more in a personal year 6. Sorry, she's just sat on all the dates of birth. Yeah, family can need you more in a personal year 6. Again, beautifying yourself, beautifying your home, things like that is the vibration of a 6 year. So you've definitely got very healer numbers, and you'll be good at beautifying other people or places as well as a profession. A lot of beauticians or people in home interior or nurses and things like that are 6s. Okay, I'll pass that on. Come on, Masker.
Shall I go next?
Yep.
Okie dokie. So what I have got for you is, when I tuned into you, Chad, I felt a very strong connection, and I felt an immediate pressure at the back of my neck, and I shuddered all the way down me. I could really feel a lot of pressure, back of my neck, back of my shoulders. I feel that you take on too much, that you're not good at saying no. You're saying yes when it's to your detriment. You don't even ask yourself, actually, if you've got it to give. You just give it and then ask yourself afterwards, should I have done that? I want you to turn that around and be asking yourself first rather than second, if I got it to give. But I do feel that you are struggling at the moment, and the cards that I picked for you, again, I had this earlier for 2 other people, so we've got a lot of this going on at the moment. The 8 of Cups is a card about wanting to walk away, feeling dissatisfied, wanting more. I don't feel you necessarily want to walk away from what you've got, but you need more in addition to it. But you're very confused because, again, I've got the Page of Swords here, and this is about messages coming through, clearing that fog in your head that is very uncertain what to do. What's holding you back is guilt. There's a couple of issues here holding you back. One is the fact you're not very good at identifying your own needs anyway. And when you do, you immediately then are racked with guilt about letting people down if you were to do your own thing. And then that creates a certain amount of resentment within you, and then that in turn creates guilt. So we've got this whole cycle going on that we want to be able to break. And if you can break that, which you can, but you have to do a little bit of work on that and say, look, it's not wrong for me to identify my own needs, and it's not wrong to put myself first, and it's all right to do that, then you will start to, that's self-loving, it's self-worth, it's self-esteem, it's self-care. And when you do that, then I've got the sun coming out for you, all right? And the sun is going to really shine when you start to put yourself first. You will always be caring and supportive of other people, but at the moment it's at your own detriment. And in time, it'll take its toll on your health if you don't rectify that and correct that. Heidi on screen, upside down.
I thought it was really, really interesting, Julie. I got the exact same sensation at the back of my neck, and it moved all the way down, all the way to the bottom of the lower back.
Yeah,
but just in those 2 panels starting at the back of the neck right here. So I can't even tell you, just on a personal level, it's very interesting to have a further layer of validation when dealing with somebody else who does that same kind of work. That was just really amazing. So Chad, at first I pulled a few cards for you. I really wasn't sure if my intention was intense enough. So I went ahead and pulled 4 more, and as synchronicity has it, 2 out of the 4 cards were the same ones, and the other 2 were just different ways of saying the same thing, especially in this configuration. And so the main ones were the Star and the Lovers. Now the Star, this is about all kinds of unexpected things happening. This isn't my experience with this card is it's not actually as positive. What is that?
I got it reversed. I got the Lovers reversed. I had all kinds of relationship cards. He's going through a breakup.
There's a lot of feminine, there's a lot of women that like want you to do things, want you to be a certain way, you want to please. I got this vision of you, Chad. I don't know if you wear glasses or not, or if there's something going on with your eyes. But what I kind of saw were glasses that were kind of like a little bit fogged up from the humidity from crying, basically, and you're kind of looking up, and then the back of the neck was all inflamed. It was glowing bright red, and you're just kind of, it was a very specific energy of, I'm doing the best that I can, please help me out, I really need some assistance, I really am trying. And it's quite a sad visual, honestly, because I have the Empress, the Star, the Lovers, and the 2 of Wands. Now the 2 of Wands can be great partnerships, or this can be like people that fight like cats and dogs. This could be people that are extremely unified, or 2 people that are just butting heads like to the death. But with the presence of these other cards, it looks very bright and shiny, but pair this with my visual, and I don't think that it is. I think that you're a lot of the women and contracts. This has a lot to do with contracts, with feminine energies in your life, and probably having to learn an awful lot, rectifying some kind of karma. But in any case, there's a lot with mothers. Maybe we're talking about baby mama, maybe we're talking about sister, maybe we're talking about mother, grandmother. But in any case, we may be dealing with 1 or more females that are a little bit up and down. Not that we all are not. We're all up and down as women. We're right. I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I think he's having a hard time dealing with some ladies right now.
Yeah. Okay, so next we're gonna go to Haley, and Haley doesn't have a birthday, and so we're just gonna do all cards for her. And we have Haley, then we're gonna go to Colleen, and just so you're aware, Trisha, Colleen is November 23rd, 1984.
Yeah.
So that's the next one after Haley, just so you can get ready for that one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put that ready.
November 23rd.
Asked
Yeah,
earlier.
but first we're doing Haley. We're doing Haley.
I was just going to say, somebody asked earlier what I need for a reading for them, and I don't need anything other than their name.
That's amazing, I have to say. And like, oh, and the person actually is in here. She donated, and we're gonna pull you a card. Don't worry, it's Sandra D, who we both had a reading for, and we both told her to do a certain thing with meditation with drums, and I find that awfully odd that both of us said the same exact thing.
Okay, so we're doing Haley now, yeah?
Yeah, we're doing Haley.
Okay. Well, this is coming up a lot today. So this is the third time tonight we've had this 10 of Cups, and it's inverted, it's reversed. So this is saying, let me just tune into it for this card for this lady. Okay, so Haley, I'm feeling there's a lack of family around. I feel isolated. Because this is a card all about security and stability from all of the family, like a big extended family all around us. And this card is upside down. I don't feel that she's got a particularly big family, and the family that she has got, I don't feel they're very close. So she's feeling quite isolated and alone and insecure. I feel, what am I getting with her? I feel a certain sense of rejection. It feels uncomfortable. It feels sad. I'm just going into her energy at the moment. So I'm feeling a lot of sinus stuff. I've got a cold at the moment, which is why I sound a bit nasally, but this isn't my cold. I feel a lot of pent up tears that are unshed, that I want to clear. And I'm also feeling I want to put my hands over my ears and block out things that have been said to me. So I feel she's come from quite a harsh background where she's heard stuff that was unkind, quite cruel at times. This is obviously quite personal, sorry about that, but this is what I'm getting for you. And yeah, there's an awful lot stuck in my throat, and resentment that's built up there. I want to be able to turn this around for her. So what I've got now is, I've just pulled this. Again, this is the fourth time tonight I've had this card, and I've shuffled them repeatedly. So this is the Eight of Cups, a sense of I need to walk away. So I want you to walk away from the past. This is about not your present. Your present is fine. You need to walk away from the past and let people go, and let the family go, and the whole, this might be friends as opposed to blood, because, you know, our friends can be as good as family. But we need to let this go, let go of the past. I feel I need another card for you. Can you just give me a sec?
Julie, did you see mine? I have the Three of Cups reversed. The three, and then I've got the swords, the tens.
All reversed as well. Mine's reversed as well, and I don't normally.
Heidi, just flip your deck right side up, dude.
Never.
No, I don't either.
So I've
Never.
got a reversed
Because
as
then
well.
that's unrealistic. That's my opinion. I'm the realist here.
So if she can let that go, look, we've got the Queen of Swords, which is a beautiful card. And this is her coming into her independent power when she says, well, I'm not going to say what I wanted to say. She's going to say, stuff it. I'm all right, Jack. Stuff you. I'm fine. And look at the light on this card that's coming out of her power. So this is her really mentally in her head saying, I don't need anybody, and I'm going to let the past go, and I'm going to be just fine. And then we got this really turning around.
Both decks have something with like females with three.
And I got the Five of Wands reversed, which is all about rivalry, competition. I mean, these are all on dragons slaying each other. It's pretty, these are not my normal style of cards, so I'm actually quite loving these. I got these from watching Tyler's Tarot, Heidi.
Oh, really?
These are the cards that he uses sometimes. They're not my normal style. So I'd say seems to be a lot of conflict around you, rivalry, jealousy. I just pulled one card, see what Jenny gets.
Yeah, so I have the Moon, the Eon, the Five of Discs, and the Six of Wands. So I really want to say that this is a woman, correct?
Yeah.
Haley is her name.
Haley. Okay, that's what I thought. In any case, this feels almost as if somebody's she's looking for a place to live, looking for a place to stay. There's a kind of like the energy of eviction, whether it's emotional eviction, physical eviction, being kind of forced out, and then that feeling of being left out in the cold, totally desperate, totally vulnerable. Again, Julie, it happened again. This is amazing. I got this sharp pain right here on the left side of my jaw. I think she may have been hit really, really hard, suffered some kind of a broken jaw, or I have experienced this before where it has to do with being silenced, either metaphorically, spiritually, emotionally, or physically silenced, where you can't speak, you have no voice in your life. But this kind of took me all the way back. This felt like more of a memory. So I believe that she suffered some kind of a jaw injury or had to deal with being silenced verbally. Also, it looks as if there is somebody that is unfortunate. And I don't throw this stuff around lightly, but it does look as if somebody is trying to make things more difficult for you. The moon with the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Discs, this is all about competition. That rivalry is there, and this is a utilization of assets, of physical assets against you. So this is literally someone saying, you've got 2 weeks to be out, or I need that money right now, or somebody just kind of bullying you, dominating you, but with the intention to just make things more difficult for you. Also, we are all under the influence of the moon. You yourself may be dealing with some issues of emotional instability right now, which is not helping matters at all. So this is like you're kind of really contributing to your own torment. But I mean, look, you're looking for help. You're asking for help. You're seeking guidance and assistance. So that's a positive thing. We can, that's a healthy state of mind to be in right now, is not in your own head, spinning your own wheels, or even worse, fighting with people.
And Haley, I have my rods. So if you have any questions, since I didn't do any astrology or anything for you, Trish and I have our rods. So if you have a question, throw it in the chat right now. All right. Then
just bear with me. I just need to step out a second. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll just mute.
Okay, so now we're gonna start with, now we're gonna do Colleen, who I started doing. Colleen, 11/23/84. Hold on, I gotta fix the birthday. No. All right, Colleen, for you, I thought you were somebody else. Okay. So you're Virgo ascendant. Virgos are definitely into like health and healing, oils, sometimes even plants, like not plants. I always say that and I say that. The green thumbs, GMO, no GMOs, organic foods, that kind of thing, health, wellness, typically. You are the ascendant. Your ascendant is in Hasta, which is all about working with your hands. It means you have kind of magical hands. Anything you touch can turn to gold. It's like the golden hands. You might be interested in palmistry. You are very psychic. You have K2, Sun, Moon, Uranus, and Mercury conjunct in Scorpio in the 3rd house. Let's just say, to say the least, it's a lot of chaos in your life. Okay, a lot, maybe with siblings. And the mother and the father. I mean, this is your birth mother or father. And I don't hate to say this, but I mean, this could have been an accident. This could have been, this could have been even an adoption, because this is a lot of energy. And not saying that that's always the case, but point is, you're a fabulous writer, a fabulous researcher. It goes a bunch of different ways. Your chart needs to be analyzed, to say the least. Like a real reading for me is an hour long and you get research before. But to say the least, you have a lot of maybe some issues with the father, power struggles. Maybe your father was strict. You're a truth seeker. You want facts. And so I'm going to be very cautious what I say with you too, because this is a heavy chart. Virgos are going through Virgo ascendant. So you have a Virgo rising, a moon in Scorpio, and a sun in Scorpio. So you're a lot of Scorpio. You should just watch my Scorpio series. It's will relate. You are going to have some opportunities to make more money. Okay. I would say you might move. You might be going through a move, big transitions, maybe your mother, maybe some illusions, maybe some things with kids. I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5, brother, sibling. I mean, could be all over the place because your chart really needs to, I think we need some cards here, but
Can you tell me the name and birthday, please, one more time?
it's Colleen, and it's November 23rd,
That's right.
84.
It's my ex's birthday.
That's Scotty Roberts' birthday as well, but just a different year.
Yeah, you're right.
My ex's name is Scotty. That's so weird.
I would say there could be some, I mean, I'm getting some, this is the typical Heidi reading. Oh, right? I mean, it really is.
Bought a reverse deck.
But we have this. So there can be change, it's looking up, but just don't get too, there could be some illusions around you. For sure. Okay, the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. All right, somebody else can go. This is I would say your chart really needs to be analyzed before. This is not a reading to do on the fly.
So I pulled 5 cards for Colleen. I've got 2 reverted, which came out first. So what I've got here, we had this card earlier. I'm just going to turn them up to show you. So this card is, I need to go. And there's not a wanting, there's a needing. I need to go. It's upside down and I'm not going. Okay. And this is, I need to go from this strong, powerful man. Okay. Because he's reverted. So this is the Emperor. And the Emperor's energy is very strong, powerful male. When I tuned into the first thing I got, similar to the last one, but not quite, I got like 2 hands on my jaw, squeezing my jaw hard right in the joint, the hinge, and it hurt. And I could feel bruised here. So I do feel that, this is quite an abusive relationship she's in. It might be with a man, it might be with a boss, that the job is pushing her, bullying her, controlling her, and she needs to go. There's no question she needs to go. I don't know whether this is a domestic abuse relationship or whether this is just a really horrible boss that bullies you to hell, but you do need to go. Now, if you go, what I've got is 3 really beautiful, positive cards that all came out the right way up. Okay, so what we've got with these cards, the first one that came out is the 6 of Pentacles. I'm just bringing that up for you to see. And this is the card of success and financial abundance and generosity and flow. So if this is about a job, there's a far better one out there for you that is going to make you much, much happier, because we've then got the 10 of Wands, which is your security, your the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. And both of these this is the happy ever after card with the family card and the marriage card, and it all saying, look, this is lovely, but you've got to start again. You've got to get away from this situation, and you've got to trust that the universe is looking after you. But this is about you saying to yourself, I do need to go. And I feel what is holding you back is a child. So I feel that you're concerned that you'll damage the child if you go, but trust me, you'll damage the child more if you stay. So I want.
Are you talking about a child? Did you just say child? This is definitely K2's in her.
Yeah, I just said that I feel that it's a child holding her back. What I feel she's saying is, if it was just me, I'd go, but I can't because of the child. But I want you to know that it's right for you to go anyway. What is right for the parent is always right for the child. We cannot live any life for our children. And very often when we try and sacrifice ourselves for the sake of the kids, it backfires massively on everybody. So I want you to just trust that this is right for you to go. And I feel really strongly about that. Okay? All right, this thing in the jaw is about, I'm not allowed to say a bloody word. I've got to keep my mouth right shut. It almost feels like the jaw has been wired. Okay, that's what I've got. But a happy ending if she goes. Okay.
I can also attest to that energy of the child and that feeling of, I mean, the Seven of Wands comes up, and along with the Empress and the Star and the Lovers. So the Seven of Wands is about, it's like that social conscience. It's about doing something because you feel like you absolutely have to.
She just posted, my daughter is here, but my daughter is here, right? So
oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, and I really do get a lot of the same stuff as you. I mean, listen, and in this context, the Star card is about obsession, unpredictability, probably undiagnosed or diagnosed mental illness. Somebody is very problematic. The Four of Wands, Heidi knows about this card. The Four of Wands in this context, again, this is the breaking up and getting back together, breaking up and getting back together. Everybody always finding each other back in the same home again. And then that was followed by the Seven of Wands, which is that feeling of, I'm going to do this because this is what I need to do. This is my place. This is where I'm needed the most. But unfortunately, it looks to me as if it's a repetitive thing over and over and over until the Ace of Discs. Okay, so the Ace of Discs comes up, okay? This is my favorite card in the deck, okay, because this is about finally stepping down onto solid ground after you've been trudging through the mud for 10,000 years. And my initial psychic impression of her was actually right here. I was led directly to her third eye, and it looked as if it was making the most painful breakouts. I mean, I'm talking like headaches, migraines, nausea, blinding light, feeling like you can't control your dreams. Her dreams are haunting her. She's feeling like she's getting all this, this information, but she has nothing to do with it because she's with somebody that doesn't understand, that doesn't listen, that thinks it's petty, thinks it's not important. But she's going through this metamorphosis, this change that she can't stop. And when the third eye, it kind of looks like a small, less gross version of Alien, when Alien is breaking out of the abdominal cavity, but it's like that with the third eye. And it's like you are going to spiritually and you're going to evolve no matter what. There's nothing it's not going to stop. It's a matter of what you're going to do for yourself to facilitate your evolution or just prolong the inevitable.
Yeah, interesting. We've got nearly everybody so far, and the next one of the others we've got to do, yeah, another 11-2 life path number, and they're very prone. What you said, like, I mean, this is no judgment, but when I left my marriage, it was more my getting out because having a son gave me the kick up the backside to get out. Mm-hmm. Whereas some people, I understand, will stay because of the children, because they want to keep, and do the right thing. So I'm not judging or anything like that because everybody's different. But I was the opposite. It was like that got me out. But this lady is also an 11-2. So the very men and women can be doormats, and I don't want that can sound a bit harsh, but one of your biggest life lessons is to assert yourself. And I speak to a lot of 11-2 ladies, and they usually walked all over in relationships because it's the most loving life path number. And it's so sad that like 2, 6, 9s tend to get the most stick. So yeah, needing to assert herself, do the right thing, do this for your child, if this is the position you're in. You've got a 7 attitude, the same as me. So you've got a very sort of an introverted attitude number, but you'll be very intuitive, like a psychic sponge. If you're in a negative relationship, a toxic or violent one, you're going to be soaking all that up, and it'll make you, you've got to be really careful because it will make you ill eventually. I know somebody who finally left her husband, I'm not going to name names, at age 50, and then she got diagnosed with breast cancer. She'd stayed for the wrong reasons for all those years, and then ended up with breast cancer. And, I'm not saying, again, everybody's going to get breast cancer. I'm not saying that because I know people freak out and they have stuff like that. You don't want to be that person who stays, and then if it does break down, then you're ill, because that's the last thing you want. You're in a year of aiming as high as you can now. This is a year of being empowered. You're in year 8. If you're in this situation, this is the time to, use that empowerment, get yourself out. 9 of Swords, that's the card I've got for you. Anxiety, worry, not sleeping, That's the sort of feeling I felt when I was going through a real bad situation. Look at that, new beginnings. Like, there is hope out there, so don't think like it's all over. You've got the opportunity to, I would say, in the new, if you might even go in the new year, break free.
Real quick, I gotta make some comment. Desi or Robin, you don't have the city, and we need the location. If you guys if you want the Vedic astrology included in this, you have to follow the example on the thumbnail, because I can't be scrolling up and down and around. It's hard enough to get these birthdays in. So please, I don't have the city, so I can't do it. I mean, that's how this goes. So, all right. What? Anything else, Trisha? Or do we? Or we got a few more?
No, that's okay. Can move on to some.
Okay.
I think I know this. I think this is somebody off my Facebook, actually.
Okay. So now we've got to go to, if you see it, guys, please let me know what it is. So I'm trying to get these birthdays. This is going to be April 9th, 1970. I don't even have this one in yet.
I've got the, have you got the 11th and 1971, Sarah? I've got that one written down from your list.
Sarah?
Sarah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I haven't got the other.
That's on this pic. Yeah, we don't have the time. September 11th.
Oh,
But that's okay, because obviously I don't think she has the time, so we'll just go without the time.
Who are we doing? Sorry?
which one are we doing now? Sorry.
Yeah, let's just do Sarah, since
Yeah, because
September
that's the only
11th.
other date of birth I had for the moment.
Then we have another one. We have Zen, who is December 31st, 1966. We've got, I'm going to try to get all the birthdays first. Then we've got,
I was going through the chat to
we
look.
have Desi, which is October 18th, 1997. And then we have Natalie, which is April 9th, 1970. Okay, September 11th, 1971. Since we don't have the time or anything, you're just gonna get a little bit of the Vedic astrology. So with Vedic astrology, you need the time. Okay, so you have Moon conjunct Saturn together. The only thing I can say is sometimes there can be some emotional imbalances. You might go through some depression. You also might worry about money a lot. You want nice things. So you're going to worry about money. You think about money a lot. And if not, this could be completely off because we don't have your time or your city. You also have Mars conjunct Rahu and patience, and you're get really mad easily. If you watch me, you see how my temper gets really rowdy sometimes. So does yours, but yours is a little more explosive. Like, and also when you have this conjunction, you could just be an attorney. You could work for the government. You could, that's also all possibilities. So it doesn't always go that way, but there's not much else I can say because you really need the time and city. So.
Which was that one you just did, Heidi?
Sarah, 9/11/71.
Oh yeah, okay. Should I do a numerology? Should I go next?
Yeah. September 11th, 1970.
Another 11/2. Nearly every single one. Yeah, and she has got all three of her numbers out of her date of birth are an 11/2. This is a friend of mine off Facebook, but I don't know her, like know her, so it's not like I'm got inside information. Having this many 2s or 11/2s, all three of her numbers are 11s. I don't think I've actually seen this before so far. So she's going to be super like psychic sponge, sensitive. She's a healer, bring people together. She'll be so loving, this lady. She's in a personal year 3 at the moment. So this is the year to be creative, get
Can I
creative.
ask you a question though, Trisha? Can those 11/2s focus towards money more so too? Because all these people that you're saying, I'm just curious if it can go, how like 7s can go one way or the highway. Can the 11/2s, would you say they could go a different way too?
You mean negatively?
Yeah, because 2 is the house of money too. And I'm thinking about it that way too. 2 is the house of money, finances.
Well, often
1 + 1 = 2.
I often hear a lot of 11/2s that are struggling because they're too, although like a lot of the royal family are 11/2s, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are 11/2s.
Interesting.
So it can be very powerful. You think of the 2 1s, but people, and I'm not saying they've raised their vibration high enough because I would actually say the opposite, but they're very easily swayed, 11/2s or 2s are. They have to be careful. They can lose who they are around other people. So because they're so like a sponge and they can get bullied and pushed around, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think if I know anybody that's really good with money. That's often they're just too nice and they're not particularly bothered about money. They're more about bringing people together. They make like great counselors, marriage counselors, partnerships, things like that. I often hear of them getting ripped off actually more than anything, but that's just my, you know, if I think about all the readings I've done and people I can think about.
Just curious. That was just a question for my own, like, you know, just wondering.
They have the ability. I mean, Tony Robbins, he's
No, I
got
would
about
say
3
maybe rip people off too with money. I would think it could go all ways, you know, just I'd be curious to know, rip people off, like hiddenly be trying to scheme around money. And I'm not saying everybody. All I'm
No.
saying is if it goes turn south and they don't focus on their spiritual path, I wonder if it can go that way.
I find life path number 8s tend to be the ones that can be the ones that rip people off if they're negative. Tony Robbins has got about 3 11-2s in his chart, and look how, you know, we love him more. Depends what you think about him. I've heard different.
Yeah, I have some interest. Like I know some back end information about him. So
yeah, so I
if
mean,
it's 11-2, that describes everything I just kind of said.
he's got about 3 or maybe 4 11-2s in his whole chart. I did it once.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, all can be, you know, but they tend to be more. Yeah, they just have to watch their self-esteem and not be swayed by others easily, which they often are.
Like when I look at this chart, I don't have the time, but this doesn't really look like a very, sometimes this, yes, it's a spiritual chart. It can go that way. But I see this chart focusing a lot on money too, and in the work sector. 2 planets in Capricorn, worker. You know, that's why I would just be, unless they're a counselor, maybe they're a counselor. You know?
Yeah, I'll have to check because I can't remember what she does, but I'll pass that over anyway, so I'm not taking too much time.
Okay, so I've got the strengths card for you, Sarah, and this strength is saying the strength is with you to get the justice that you need for yourself. Okay, and you are stepping into your queen power with your light in your head. The fog is clearing, the mist is clearing. Everything is starting to come together now. It's all making sense. And this 10 of Wands, the burden that you've been carrying for so long, is almost ready to be put down. You are working with that strength to put that burden down, and you are nearly there. And you are within spitting distance of being able to really move forward into this beautiful space for the Queen. And to get that justice, okay? And this is justice within the peace of yourself. You're not at peace deep in your soul, and that peace is going to come very, very quickly, very soon, because you are nearly there. All right, my love?
Okay. So, Sarah, I'm brought directly to the fire element. But what's interesting is that I'm actually drawn to your left arm, like your left lower forearm. Maybe you have some tattoos or something like that. I'm not sure. Something that means a lot to you. Maybe you broke your arm when you were a kid. You wore a cast and you liked your cast. I don't know. But in any case, the fire element was the first thing that jumped out. And then I pulled the cards and I got the Princess of Wands, of course. The Lovers, and the 10 of Cups. Sometimes when the Princess of Wands comes up, this is to indicate somebody who has a pretty spontaneous energy. Sometimes this is a card of people that ran away when they were young, people that are just cut and run to individuals, you know. They have an idea, they just go with it. There's a level of some immaturity that comes along with this card sometimes in my experience with it. I'm being brought back to you at a time when you were about 17 or 18 years old. Sometimes that happens. But, you know, if we're talking about right now, I mean, I have really lovely cards for you. I have the 10 of Cups, the Lovers, and the Princess of Wands. So this could be an idea, a new love. Things are going well in the relationship. You know, 10 of Cups is a card of satisfaction, fulfillment, healthy reciprocal relationships. So, but the biggest thing for me was I was actually illustrated your bone structure, but it was very bright red. It was like bone mixed with fire. I know that sounds really weird. It's just the way that I interpret things. I don't know. Maybe you're a really good athlete, or maybe you're hot blooded, you know, maybe it is your temper really kind of comes through. It's not just a negative thing. Temper isn't just a bad thing. You're passionate. There's passion. You've got a voice, you have an opinion. There's nothing wrong with that.
She has got the most incredible bone structure.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Interesting.
All right. So, hey, Zen, you didn't put if it was AM or PM. Okay. We have somebody that just donated $50, which thank you very much, but there's no birthday. And so please, guys, please, this is getting really tough, because if you want us to do the birthday, please put in the exact thing like my example. I'm going to give you an example. September 12th, 13:38 or 1:38 p.m. United States of America, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please write it out, because this is really tough with all these super chats, and I don't want to miss anybody, but unfortunately I can't go back through the chats. So if I missed you, I missed you. If it's not right, I mean, it's not, we can't really do much about it. So, okay.
Some very generous super chats.
Yes, very nice. Thanks. I hope you put your birthday in and I catch it soon. If anybody in here sees the super chat, please let me know if you guys see it.
Yeah, that $50 is no information with that.
All right, then we're kind of going in order. We have three $20 donators here that want cards, it looks like. So Sandra D, let's do hers. This is for Sandra D. Let's all pull her some cards, because I just gave her a reading. But Trisha, she doesn't have her birthday in here, and I don't have it off the top of my head. Actually, she's 5/27/1977. May 27th, 1977.
May 27th.
1977.
I might have done her numbers before.
All right, let's all pull her a card.
Okay, so I've got 8 of Wands, and this is talking about the hard work that you're doing at the moment. You're doing a lot of work on yourself. It's coming to an end. I want to kind of say this is, when we go into the 9 and the 10, it's the end of a journey, and you're sort of more than 3/4 the way there now. I'd say you're about 80% of the way there on what you're trying to achieve. No, I'm being corrected. Yeah, it's 87% of the way there of what you're trying to achieve. Keep doing what you're doing, and it's absolutely going to pay off, because then we have got the Ace of Pentacles, which I love this card. This is a new beginnings. This is foundations and grounding and security like you've never known it before. There's a real sense of anchoring, of being very, very anchored and secure within yourself and within your life and within your relationships. It feels really strong, and it feels as if it's actually started now, but it's not going to fully come into its power until the new year. And I'm feeling by the 20th of January, this is when you're really starting to take off in terms of that inner core of that anchoring. What's the word I'm looking for? Drilling down and really being very, very strong within yourself. Just finally, I'm going to finish off with this one. This is a card of moving past, moving away, moving past. And this is basically for you, because each of these cards means something different depending on who I'm reading it for. For you, this is about you are on the final journey of moving past your past. Okay, you're nearly there.
I've got the details for that £50 super chat.
£50. I love when you say that.
Sorry, $50. Sorry.
No, I love that though. I'm gonna start saying that.
I had to jump in just in case. Sorry about.
Yeah, no, thank you. I saw that too,
You
right?
got it, okay.
Thank
What
you.
kind of a patriot are you, Heidi? You're going to give up dollars for pounds?
Maybe.
There's not much distance.
It sounds so funny. Like, it sounds like, what, I don't know, it just sounds so intense. Like 50 pounds.
Pound.
Oh, it cracks me up. God, I love it.
Oh, I love it. Oh, is it whose turn is it? Oh, okay. So a few things came up. Queen of Discs. I love this card for my working ladies, the ladies that are doing it, the sisters that are doing it for themselves. RESPECT. No, I'm just kidding right now. I haven't eaten all day. All right. I'm really hungry. I'm like dehydrated. I got locked out of my apartment. I'm just a disaster. Okay. But a couple of things stand out and they're really awesome. The Six of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Now the Six of Swords highlights when the beautiful results that come when you are perfectly, when your ideas just work perfectly and all different facets of your mind are working together. Okay, sixes are all about beauty and, you know, love, well, not love, but I'm like sitting in the presence of like numerologists and tarot people. So my definitions are my definitions, but then there's absolute definitions that don't ever really change. But in any case, sixes for me really are about beauty and symmetry, balance, sensuality. I love sixes. I think they're sexy. I thought I was a 6 for a while, but it turns out I'm a 9. But then with the Eight of Wands.
That's so funny. But 6 is the Venus number.
I would have said you were a 6 or a 9.
Right.
They're very similar.
The Eight of Wands is, for me, this is all about news that comes at you really fast. So like a text message or a phone call or an email that totally like sideswipes you, takes you off guard. I'm thinking if we're talking about work in the workplace or something that you're doing professionally, some kind of a skill or a trade, any kind of a craft, anything, even a hobby that you're thinking you might be able to make some money off of, or even just get better at it. It looks as if you may have the opportunity to communicate with people, start networking really well. But this all kind of falls on your ideas and how well you execute them and how organized your thoughts are. Avoid things that make you muddy. Avoid, like, I feel like I want to tell you to avoid like carbonated like soda and like don't do drugs and don't drink too much alcohol, because what's highlighted here is clear communication, clear mind, clear ideas, excellent strategy, excellent execution. It looks like there's a lot of work. For me, this looks like
you just proved some serious psychic skills, Jenny, what you just did, because we've all just done readings, just so you know. Then that was good. Exactly what our message should be.
nice.
Yeah. And I like 9s as well. I'm a number 1, but I've got 4 9s in my chart. So.
Okay, nice. I have a lot to learn.
Apparently I like 9s too, because I'm sitting with a bunch of 9s and I'm a 7.
Well, I got 2 7s in my chart, so yeah.
I'm a wannabe 9. Isn't that my number I strive for? It says.
I want to be 9.
Well, at 27, I was straight away drawn to that because it may add up to 9.
Oh, that's funny.
How often do you guys think people should get readings? I say no more than once a month.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't, yeah.
I would not give somebody a reading once.
No, nor do I. But I'm just saying, if you need to have some kind of a reading, some kind of, you know, like life coaching or something like that, where you're consulting with numerology or divination of any kind, only do it like once every 4 to 6 weeks, in my opinion, because you don't want to become reliant on it. The whole goal is to be able to look into it for yourself ultimately. You know, I'm only speaking for myself, but I mean, I provide a service. I don't want anybody to rely on me or think that they can't figure out their own lives without me. That's not the goal at all.
Yeah.
Right.
But then
I
again, if somebody's going through a really challenging time and they're going through a massive changing time, then they could need a reading twice a week while they're in the middle of that change.
Heidi. Listen.
So if it feels right for me, I'll do it. If it doesn't feel right, I'll say, look, come back in a month.
Absolutely.
I used to work for Psychic Today for 4 years, and people used to come nearly every day for readings, and I wasn't allowed to refuse it. That's one of the reasons I left, because I wanted to, because they were spending ridiculous money just wanting answers. They weren't doing anything for themselves.
Right.
And I mean, this was over the top. People getting into thousands of pounds worth of debt for this.
I am an advocate of getting into thousands of dollars of debt from astrology readings. So literally, I've spent probably 10 grand on astrology readings.
Oh God.
And so everybody knows I was one of those people, which is why I won't give you more than one astrology reading unless you're doing some sort of business with it. Like, unless I'm doing finances for somebody, I refuse to do that, like those readings, because I'm telling you now, you guys do something different than I do. You know, you guys do something totally different. And I am the first one to call any of these ones if I have a problem. So I am the 911 caller with the tarot. Okay,
Oh, but we do it too. I'll call Heidi and be like, Heidi, look at my son's chart. Let me, because you know, if I need to assist him with something and I need to see what he's going through or anything, I'm like, Heidi, I'm gonna kill somebody. What am I going through? What are my transits? Right? It's like astrology 911. Please help me.
guys, thank you so much for these big donations. And this is gonna.
But at least you're doing something with it now, Heidi. You've turned it around. You're not staying forever, like just ringing phone lines up and stuff. You know that it was. I had one lady New Year's Eve, no lie, and she stayed on the phone 4 hours and she begged me not to hang up. And this was crazy. I was like,
I've done things like that.
I'm not trying to,
You know, if people are that desperate, then we should help.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta do another. We gotta move along, guys, because I have readings at 7:30. Okay. Kay, this is for Kay. She wants some cards.
Have you got the details for that $50 one? I said it again.
Yeah. No, I did. I saw something. I have to look at it in a sec. Did you see the September? You saw the September. We're gonna get to the other one. I did see that one. Getting confused. The $50.
We've got another 50.
We have two more. The other one's blank. Terry. No, we have Terry is. And
the other one is Lana. Although it says John Demas. Somebody.
Okay, we'll get to you. Don't worry, John. Okay, we're in Lana.
I think Kay wanted an energy reading from me. So is it okay if I go first and I can just tune into her energy?
Yes.
All right, Kay. So I've already sort of started scanning you because I do a scan from the head down to the feet. And I've stopped just under the chest, so top of the stomach, and I'm feeling a real knot there. And this is an emotional knot, but it is affecting your digestive system. And I feel that your digestive system is twisted. You're not digesting your foods properly. And that's having a knock-on effect with a lot of toxicity through your system. And that in turn is having a knock-on effect, I feel, into your skin. Because I'm feeling my skin is quite irritated. And I don't feel very comfortable in my body. So this is a physical health issue, but it's got its emotional, its roots in emotions, as we all do. So let's have a look what we need to do here. Okay, so I'm feeling what is actually going on in there is shock, and it goes back. And actually some of this is related to being in the womb and the birth itself as well. I think your mother went through some kind of shock when she was pregnant and you picked up on it because you're holding it within you. And that means you've resonated on a vibration of shock, which means you've probably drawn things to you for you to be shocked. And I want to empty all of this out. It feels very toxic and grey. Yeah, and it will. I've just noticed a comment there. Check gluten allergy, Kay. I just noticed that, and that's for a reason. The fact that my eyes went to that comment, I would absolutely agree. You're going to be gluten intolerant. You're going to be dairy intolerant. You're also going to have histamine issues, which is why I feel the skin is so sensitive. So there's lots of different sensitivities going on within the energy, within the body, the physicality, within the cellular structure. I'm also just getting a headache. So I'm feeling that, again, this is due to the toxicity from your body not digesting properly. So the toxicity is flooding your system. And that's what's creating the headaches. And I think you probably have migraines as well. Now you can help yourself with that by just visualizing at the temples here. I want you to just visualize that there's 2 doors that you can open, like little trap doors, and you're going to let all this pressure and toxicity out of your head. That's just in terms of you're telling your body to let this stuff go. But you also can help yourself. You don't drink enough water, you're dehydrated, you need to avoid all those foods that I just spoke about. You need to avoid spicy foods. I think your gallbladder's knackered, or if it's not knackered, it's already gone, because that's not producing enough bile into your system. And that's having an effect on the pancreas being oversensitive. So your whole body is out. Not feeling very well. That's going to affect your energy as well, and your moods. Okay, so I'm feeling some mood swings here, which I think you're putting down to hormones, but I don't think it is. I think it's to do with the toxicity within your system.
Do you know what I've picked up twice as well, this lady, is a stabbing pain in my left shoulder. 2 different occasions when I've tuned into her. I don't know if she gets that as well. Okay.
I pulled up the deceit card. Sorry, not to change the subject, but that's
It's like someone stabbed her in the shoulder. I'm picking that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch out for people that are not honest. That's for Kay.
Wow, Julie, that's amazing what you say. Like, I don't know. So it's like,
I might have to skip this one in particular. I'm really sorry because I had to go charge my phone. I had to get my phone charger.
hey, Jenny, real quick. Oh, you had to right now?
Well, no, like
No, she missed.
I'm back now, and I like shoved a bunch of food in my mouth because I was gonna pass out.
I was laughing.
I know, I saw you laughing, and you laughing was gonna make me laugh harder, and like I was gonna choke.
Sorry.
Jenny, I want to pull the cards for Amanda because she donated $80. So
This is Amanda.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
For Amanda.
Exception to the rule. Okay. Can you give me the birthday, please?
I don't even have her birthday.
You don't have-
Cards.
Do you have a birthday? Okay, that's fine.
She's a Scorpio rising.
There you go.
That's all I know.
Give me 1 second.
This looks like my cat on this card.
What are we doing?
Amanda, but we don't have a date of birth or anything, so we're just doing cards.
I did get this, Amanda.
Okay. I don't know if anybody knows the big lion in the Chronicles of Narnia. I don't know his name.
Oh, that's
yeah.
the only book I think I've ever read.
In your whole life.
Yeah, pretty much the whole book in my whole life. And I think I still paid people to.
No, you didn't read the book. You watched the movie.
No,
Aslan. The lion is Aslan.
Aslan. Okay, so I've got this really awesome visual. It's kind of like a still shot from the movie of Aslan kind of facing down the Snow Queen or whatever she is. She's the evil queen of Narnia. But I trust this. This happens to me a lot in readings. I'll get clips, I'll get still frames, I'll get weird clips from songs that I've, heard once in my life. They mean nothing to me, but they mean something. In this instance, I feel like this has a lot to do with an internal battle, because really Aslan and the Snow Queen, they were both leaders. They were both magical, powerful individuals, but one represented light, one represented dark, and then we're really just two opposite sides of the same coin, but there's such an immense amount of power there. So I feel like for her, this is kind of, she may contend with huge icy storms, internal storms, where she doesn't even recognize herself because she's so icy and she can be so dark and so perhaps negative and destructive at times. It doesn't look like she lashes outwards. This looks like this is a self-inflicted sort of thing. But Aslan is there just kind of very steadfast, very focused and calm, and has a very steady, stable power about him. And I feel like this is ultimately what she's striving for, is this type of stability. Let me pull a couple cards here for you, because
I think she has put a date of birth. I've just found one. 27th of September 82. So I've just found that, but I had to scroll back for it. Sorry, Jenny.
No, it's fine. I'm just giggling because the show just caught up and I'm chewing and you're giggling at me and it's really funny.
Like school kids.
I think you need, and Amanda, from me, all I'm saying is I think you need to congratulate yourself and you have a lot to be grateful for, and just try to keep on stating that positive reinforcement. I know it's tough for us. We can be a little negative Nancy sometimes, always doom and gloom, but you're not as bad as me. So there's a little more hope for you to, just keep on doing what you're doing. We have some great things coming up.
There's two. Go ahead.
Sorry, go on, Jenny. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to say that we have the Hermit card, okay, which kind of, again, it's another layer of validation for the initial impression that I got, which is this very internal battle. It's a very internal struggle. And what's interesting is that we actually have two princes that come up here. Actually, I'm sorry, we have a knight and a prince. In any case, they're two masculine aspects of a personality. They're not necessarily men when kings and princes and knights come up. This is just a more masculine aspect or facet of a person or a situation or an idea. And in this case, we have the Knight of Cups, which is the emotional, watery energy, very fluid. There's an emotional stability about the Knight of Cups, okay? And then we have the Prince of Discs, who is more stubborn, a little bit less developed, very, balls to the wall, okay? Can get angry, can be cruel, depending on his mood, his temper. So again, this looks to me as if what you're ultimately striving for is a type of self-control. You may have some rage. I mean, there's a lot of masculine energy here. Sometimes women that have a lot of, they're very controlling. They're also very intelligent. There's a lot of intelligence. There's diligence here. There's, someone who's a hard worker, a hard researcher, a really deep thinker. But in any case, it does feel like that very quintessential light versus dark internal battle.
All right.
Is it me next?
Yeah.
As I quickly got a date of birth, and I'll give it because she obviously was generously donated. I'll just quickly do a numerology. So another 11-2 life path number.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
9 birthday, 9 attitude numbers. So this lady's going to be very humanitarian, very loving. She'd make a great healer, psychic. She's got it. And this is just 3 out of her 6 numbers. She's like a wise soul, an old soul. She came into the world wise and evolved. She is now in a personal year 1 till next September. So this is the year. She was in year of endings in a global part of the time, and a global year 9 for part of it. So a year of endings and a global year of endings. So she's got the opportunity to now start new things, launch new projects. I went self-employed in my year 1, it varies. But if she's got something she wants to start or launch, it's perfect year to do it. But this lady's going to be really loving. She's going to be lovely, I can imagine. But probably gets walked all over again. I quickly as well drew some cards. I've got the 2 of them. There's a mini lion there, look. I got the 2 of Wands. I got the Lover's card for her and the 8 of Wands. So I do feel if she can make these choices and decisions, things are gonna, the 8 of Wands is an amazing manifesting card. In Feng Shui, they do say you can use that to use as a manifesting card. I don't know if anybody's heard that before. But look how calm the water is as well. So I do feel choices and decisions to be made. Maybe she's been in a love triangle as well, because I'm really drawn on the Lover's card. I'm really drawn to that woman in the background that's watching them. More than the couple, actually. There's something going on there. But yeah, very gifted lady.
Could it be 2 men that want her?
Could be.
All right, guys, real quick, just if you did a $10 donation, write in here who you want a card from. That's the only way we're going to be able to get to these, because we're not going to be able to go through all the 4s, because we have like some $50 ones here. I'm trying to keep track of this and I feel horrible. So $10 ones, if you donated 10, say who you want your card from, or your whatever, pick or choose. Okay. Julie?
Yeah. Am I doing Amanda? I've
Yeah.
got some cards for her. Great. Okay. So I felt with Amanda that her energy is a little bit scatty. In terms of she's very impulsive, very intuitive, and she will just jump in without really looking at the consequences. But I like this. I like this energy about her. It's her, and she shouldn't try and change it. Well, the cards I've got for her. This is a card of defending her position. She kind of knows when she's right, even if it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be sensible. It is instinctive. It is impulsive, and it is usually right. And we've got the Temperance. So she could do with bringing a little bit more balance in, reining herself in a little bit more. So yes, she is right. She is impulsive. But if she could just rein herself in a little bit more, because sometimes it can backfire, but she kind of takes it all in her stride. So when it backfires, she kind of dusts herself off and laughs it off and then cracks on again. And ultimately, I've got the Success card, which is what you picked up for her as well. I feel that this is a lovely, successful woman in her own right of who she is. She knows who she is. She's proud of who she is, and that works really well. I'm liking her energy, and I'm liking where she's going in life. And life, I feel, is going to be kind to her and with her, which is nice. We don't get that very often, but that's what I'm feeling for her.
Okay. Now, okay, Natalie, Natalie, I think that's how you say your name. I'm going to do yours because I already have your birthday in, but I'm going to do that last.
Did you get a change of time? It's 6:10 in the evening. You got that, yeah?
Yes, I did. Okay, so then we've got Desi, whoever Desi is, we have that. Do we have that right? You saw that, Trisha?
18th of October, 97.
1997, 1335. And then we have the city was, did you see that city? Because I didn't see that city.
Not for Desi. I got the one for Lana, Louisiana, can't even speak, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Louisville, is it? It's
I know
Kentucky.
they put it in. I saw it, but okay. Can you please write that like right now? If you can, that would be great. Thank you. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, I think we might have to stop doing the super chats here because we're probably not going to be able to get to everybody. But
Yeah,
thank you
is
so
it
much.
Louisville? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
You American ladies.
I'm a little like, oh, Zen. How about Zen? We have his, or I don't know if this is a male or a female. This is December 31st, 1966, 7:23. You have that?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to start? Go ahead, Trisha.
Another 11-2. I've got it
Oh
already.
what the heck?
Crazy. Like nearly everybody, not quite, has been
weird.
11-2. This is crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I've got one ready. So again, if you think about what I've said for the other 11-2s, it's about asserting yourself, raising your vibrations high enough to go to the level, to live at the level of an 11. Don't get walked all over. You're a born healer, psychic sponge. You need a peaceful home environment. That's something I've not mentioned. Usually 11-2s or 2s, they'll all say, I never got that as a child, and that's what they needed. We all need that, but 11-2s more than others because they're super sensitive. My son's got, I think he's got 2 11-2s in his chart, so he needs that. So it's not always your life path number. Zen's also got a 4 birthday, so they like structure. This person will like financial security, they'll like order, and they've got a 7 attitude number, again, the same as myself. So there is a psychic side to them as well, very intuitive, very psychic ability. I'd say with a groundedness to it though, like some people can get a bit like way with the clouds, but this person I feel could be a bit more grounded with it. And because their birthday is this month, 31st, they'll probably start to feel the energy. They're in a year 8, same as myself. I'm giving an example because it's like aim as high as you can, or all those positive seeds you've sown in the last 7 years should all start to come back. And I know it's happening for me, you know, and I'm really grateful for that. So your work or career can go boom in a year 8 if you've put the hard work in. If you've been negative, and not saying you have, I doubt you would be an unkind person, then it can be the opposite. You can get your what goes around comes around in year 8. So I'll pass that on.
Can I have the person's name, please? I missed it.
Zen, Z-E-N.
Okay.
I don't know if it's male or female though.
So I've got problems with the throat with Zen. Quite sore. So I don't know. I think this is physical problems with the throat. It feels gravelly, like the smoker's throat. I don't know if this person's had an operation, tonsils out, or had some kind of surgery, but I'm feeling the throat isn't very strong and it needs to be looked after. So if you do smoke, I would suggest that you try and stop. What else am I getting? I'm feeling a breathlessness as well in the lungs. Energy-wise of the person, I feel a lovely sense of humour, a bit of a cheeky chappy. So I feel that, I don't know, I'm not getting I feel more male than female, but that doesn't mean anything because we all have male and female energy within us. But a real, very good sense of humour and laughs things off, and sometimes too much so. You know, doesn't take life seriously enough, and could do with being a little bit more grown up, responsible. That sounds a bit harsh, but take better care of you. Okay, that's what I get.
All of my cards just fell out on the floor.
Oh no.
But it's fine. But 2 cards were up, so that's what we're gonna go with. I call those jumpers, and I always give those special attention. So, okay, and I'll tell you that what's being highlighted here are some issues, okay, some roadblocks, some things that need your attention. I have the 3 of Swords, which is Saturn in Libra, or it might be the moon in Libra. I'd have to double check, but in any case, we have the 3 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, and the 6 of Wands. So whenever we're talking about swords, especially a high concentration of swords, and especially the swords that want to be presented very badly, so they push themselves out of my deck, jump out of my hand all over the floor. This is conflict, okay? This is problematic. This is negativity. These are things that can't be ignored anymore. The 3 of Swords, this is, in this particular instance, this feels like tension in a 3-sided relationship. It's not necessarily romantic. There's no cup cards here to indicate that this is a romantic relationship, but it is a strained situation. This feels like it may be more about a battle of willpower. The 8 of Swords, this is essentially about things just not going your way. Okay, this is like Mercury retrograde. This is things coming up, things that are in the way, all kinds of blockages, things going wrong, things not going according to plan, delays and things like that. But the 6 of Wands it's a positive card in the sense that if there is some kind of a battle, you have that winning edge. However, it looks as if you're so driven in this instance by being right and by having the upper hand that may be working against you psychologically. You may kind of be psyching yourself out right now in regarding some kind of a situation where you are contending with somebody else. You feel like you need to prove yourself. You need to prove that something happened or something didn't happen. But in any case, it's not just about being right. It's also about facilitating healthy relationships, mending things if they can be mended. So I hope that helps.
Heidi, can we do this one that's the 23rd and 11th, 64? That was
Yes.
one of them.
Yeah, good.
Somebody-
Thank you. That's fine.
Somebody's donated to remind us.
Yes, go ahead. Do you want to
Shall I
start?
go first? Do you want me to go first?
Mhm.
Okay, because I've got that ready. So this is Lana, I believe. So we've got mainly 11 2s and 9s, it seems. So she's a life path number 9, Lana is 23rd, 11th, 64, that lady that's listening. So she's got the same life path number as Jenny and I. So she's born to serve humanity. We usually hear I know it sounds, I didn't like the sound of this when I heard it, like to serve the masses, but think Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Elvis, Neil Donald Walsh, if any of you watched Conversations with God or read any of them, Louise Hay, people like that are all number 9s. Forgiveness is the biggest thing for number 9s. Forgiveness of the ugliness of the world, forgiveness particularly for family, parents. We often have a lot of forgiveness for family needed, more than others. I know it might sound, but it does seem people with lots of 9s or a 9 life path have a lot of forgiveness for family needed. Was that just a knock at your window?
Go get the door. Go get the door. How's my accent?
So she got a 5 birthdays. There is part of her that needs freedom, wants freedom, loves to travel. And her attitude number is 7. So Lana's got 2 numbers the same as 9. Her life path and attitude number the same as mine. So I feel, and I'm not just saying this, but when you have that combination, she's probably quite psychic herself. Again, an old soul, wise soul, born evolved. The 7 attitude number, like you think Heidi's life path numbers are 7, so it's people who are interested in the occult or astrology, anything the dark, not darker, I would say not the dark side, but the hidden. And she's also in year 8, so this is aiming as high as you can, going for it in your business, in your life, whatever it is, empowerment. Think of the strength card in the tarot. It's sort of very similar to that, and the 8 of Pentacles as well. It reminds me of that, an 8 year. So I'll pass that on to you ladies.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have some drama with my neighbors downstairs. We have like this little pissing match because they say I'm loud, and you have no idea. Yeah, yeah. And they park horribly, so there's like this big mess. So
they just knocked on your door. They were like, "Excuse me, Heidi, can you keep it down?"
No, she was like, "Excuse me." She was like, "If you have something to say to me, say it to me." Because her husband started this whole fight. So now you have it live on YouTube.
Wow.
Neighbors. Anyway, so really, oh my God, I'm like, my heart is racing right now. If they're lucky I'm on here. She has no idea how she just saved herself.
That was so rude.
It was. Yeah, it was rude. Okay. Anyway, so, okay.
What did you say? What did you say? Were you like,
I'm doing a show.
No, be like, I'm doing a show. Do you want to have this conversation in 15 minutes? Because we can do that.
Well, we can do it live for everybody to see.
Right.
Yeah, sure. We should just do it live. We could just make this a reality show. Crazy lunatic. Anyway.
Okay, shall I go next?
Yeah.
Let's change the subject to something a bit nicer. Okay, Aluna. Yeah, Aluna. Okay, darling. I tuned into your body and I'm picking up lower stomach, gynae region. Yeah, I feel very bloated there and I feel quite uncomfortable and tight. I'm not sure if it is lower stomach or if it is gynae, but it feels that you need to take care of it, be gentle with it. I feel that you have access to healers, or you are a healer, and that will help you, okay, balancing up the chakras. I feel that there has been...
I think might not come back.
I feel that there has been some perhaps some pregnancy issues that are still energy-wise locked in that area, and I just want to sort of flush that out with white light and healing and peace and gentleness, really being gentle with you. So that's what I'm getting for Luna.
Jenny?
Okay. Trisha, do you want to go?
I've just done it. Wasn't that Lana that we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do her astrology.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of distracted just because I'm wondering what.
Yeah, it's okay. That was Lana, 23rd 11th, 94.
Okay. I'm like wrapped up in what's going on with Heidi. I'm like bothered.
So am I.
Like, who does that?
that she does. I get mad at trolls. That's like a human troll.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
so
know.
rude.
You know, that was a human troll. She's lucky. Okay.
I wasn't doing Lana, I was doing a lunar ash. That's who I was tuning into. Was that a different person to who you were tuning into?
I was doing Lana that did this big super chat, the 23rd of length, 64.
Okay, not the same person then. I don't know whether that, or it depends whether Lana can take that or whether, because I just got the name and I went with it.
Okay.
I don't see the super chats, you see, I just see the live chat. So I don't even know what super chat is. So.
Oh man.
Heidi put it in the chat for us all, the details. That's what's pointing out to you.
Oh, that's what's up there. Okay. So yeah, in there I'm seeing a lunar ash. I'm not seeing a Lana.
Yeah, I think that you were right. What's that name?
That's okay.
Okay, so for that person, 11/23/64, Virgo ascendant, same as the other ones I was discussing earlier. So Virgo ascendant, nakshatra Hasta. Hasta is all about the hands, all about healing with their hands. Definitely the healer, and somebody that is, you know, just sometimes this nakshatra can be a little controlling though, because they like things a certain way, but you like, you know, you can be a perfectionist for sure, but really good at handling the details. I did a lot of Virgo ascendants here, so I probably should listen to the other ones too, because I might miss something on here that I've said earlier. But Hasta also is somebody that's really good at writing. You're a great researcher, a great writer, somebody that is definitely, you know, somebody that's good at, let's see, searching, researching. You will have career success. You focus a lot on your career, but your moon's conjunct Rahu. So what happens with that is when your moon is conjunct Rahu, emotionally, you can be a little scattered a lot. You can change your mind a lot. It's in Gemini. It's in the 10th house. You can change your mind a lot about work. When things get kind of crazy at the home life, you could just try to escape to work. You work a lot. It can just be a lot of chaos at work. So you have Mars in the 12th, which is sometimes your enemies are men. Hidden enemies can be men. Power struggles with men. You're a great speaker, a good like singer, you can really help people with those types of things. So that's really all I'm going to say about this chart. But transit wise, you have definitely a lot of opportunities to make money now. Great opportunities for money, business, if you want to start a business. Big money, actually. Yeah. Very psychic too. And you feel people's pain and you understand death in a different way, kind of like nobody else does. I like that card. You're a healer for sure.
So I'm having a really hard time with this person in particular because I feel like right now it feels like their energy is totally split, and that I'm like, it's almost as if, okay, I'm being shown two masks, okay? So I'm seeing a mask, and then I'm like looking at it, and I can tell that it's a mask. It's obviously not somebody's face, and there's another mask behind it. And so I really don't know who I'm reading right now. I'm having a really, really hard time with this person. There's a blockage there. I pulled the 8 of Swords, which is interference, but I think that that's my connectivity right now. I don't think it's this person. I think I don't know. I think my deck is just done with me, to be honest with you. But I will tell you the cards that I pulled for this double person who I feel like I don't know who they are, if they're male or female. I don't know. I don't even know if their name is, there's a lot of masking going on right now. The Queen of Swords, the 3 of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Hermit. We're all over the map here, okay? This is somebody who it looks as if they're currently very adamant about their personal beliefs, their personal school of thought. They're very sure of themselves. The Queen of Swords is like, the Queen of Swords is like you, Heidi. This person is just adamant. They know it all. They have all the answers. Not that you feel that way, but you know what I mean. There's a stubbornness there. There's a keen sharpness.
Right. No kidding.
She's like, yeah. But there's also a softness there. This person likes to celebrate. This person enjoys the company of only a few people, very, very private, their circle is very small, which kind of makes sense as to why I'm having a hard time reading them, because I feel like this person is projecting as something, but really there's something completely different. And
that's why I was very short with the reading, just so you know.
Okay.
I got the Queen of Swords as well. Actually, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting you said split.
And I'm going to be honest, I know there was a reading and there was a woman and there was a man. And all I'm going to say is I'm just going to leave it, I think we're kind of all on the right track. Point is.
Well, I'm still with this Aluna Ash. So I just wanted to... Aluna Ash, whose birthday is the 2nd of, 4/2/86.
Yeah, I found that one now.
That's the one that I was tuning into.
Oh, okay. Oh, gosh, that's funny. Who was that?
Aluna Ash, 4/2/1986, Haverhill, MA, no birth time.
I see. Got it. Perfect. Okay. You should pull a card, Julie, or pull something here.
But that's the one I was doing, and I was picking up all this gynae stuff. But okay, so I've got the sun reversed for you, Aluna. So I'm feeling that I'm still picking up about these, I feel pregnancy issues and some sadness, and I feel like the sun isn't shining, and I want the sun to come back out. So I'm just going to ask for a clarifier, because everything...
Wait, Julie, we're talking about this. Are we still on this one person, the one that's the $50 donator that?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Aluna Ash donated $10.
Got it. Okay, got it.
So the clarifier I've got is the Ace of Swords. So basically I feel that she needs to let go of the issues, because they're in the past. They're quite a way back, I feel. And clear the fog from the head, the grief from the head, and then she can start again and have new beginnings. So that's what I got for her.
Okay, so we had another $50. I don't know if I skipped somebody, but we have another $50 donator here. This is Terry. The birthday is September 29th, 1963.
Yeah, got that one.
Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Yes, it's 11/22 or whatever it's called. 11/2.
No, first number 5. And it was funny because I was laughing because I just went Nanu. That's Rex.
That's not even Rex. That's his,
I know. But he's the life path number 5, and this Terry is a life path number 5. It just made me giggle. So if you think Rex, life path number 5, they need to teach, speak. They need to speak. They need an audience. They thrive on an audience. Sell ice to Eskimos. I'm not sure if Terry is a male or a female Terry. With an I, maybe it's female. Sell ice to Eskimos, great in sales, 5 usually are, but yes, they need to speak. Most extreme in temperament. This is your life path, the number 5. One of your biggest life lessons is to reduce drama, because 5s are usually surrounded by drama and chaos. And it's not, my father was a 5, and I say this a lot. And yes, they usually are surrounded by drama and chaos. Usually not very good with money, so we need somebody to help them keep grounded with money. They can earn it, and usually very good at earning it, even if they've got, no qualifications. They can earn money, but they need to keep grounded with their spending. You've got an 11 birthday, so you have got that sort of intuitive, sensitive side. You have to watch for addictions. Number 5s are most prone to addictions as well. Drink, drugs, sex, rock and roll.
And everything you just said matches spot on with this astrology. Virgo ascendant, sun. You have every Virgo. There's so many Virgos in this room. It's crazy. Virgo with your Virgo ascendant, Nakshatra Hasta, same thing. Working with your hands, healing with your hands. But sometimes Hasta can be somebody that's a really good cook too. I forgot to mention that one. You could be a good cook. You do spend money. You have Mars in the 2nd, Mercury in the 12th. You can spend money easily, but you can make money easily. Also with your speech, you can be a little harsh. And you're a good writer. You're a good you'll have a lot of daydream, a lot of thoughts, a lot of interesting things. You would also make a good secret behind the scenes writer. Your moon is conjunct Saturn in Capricorn, so in the 5th house. So when you have the moon conjunct Saturn in Capricorn, I swear that like everybody has this today. It can be some depression. You like to march to the own beat of your own drum. You can go through a lot of like ups and downs with your emotions, maybe some issues with the mother, separations from the mother for sure, with K2 in the 4th, but it's hard to make you happy.
Heidi, what's the name? I'm sorry.
Terry.
Terry.
And issues with career and home life and happiness. That's what I see here the most. So once again, you have some money opportunities coming up, serious money opportunities, speaking opportunities coming up. Good things for money, I would say. You're in a Saturn dasha. I haven't even checked the dashas of anybody here yet today, though. So I'm just kind of just throwing these out there.
Dasha. My next animal's name is going to be Dasha. And then another one's going to be Rahu. I just want to get a bunch of animals. Right. Nakshatra.
I'm going to start freaking banging on the floor in about 10 seconds.
Do it, please.
I might drop my rods like all night.
Oopsie.
Rods. All right, I pulled for you, Terry, the door to romance. So I think a new relationship's going to come in, and easily this could be. Let's see. Could be a business partnership. It could just be an experience, though. Or it could be a passion of like a romance. It could be like a blossoming of a new spark for your relationship currently. But I would say, you know, it's maybe just something new, something good. Okay, who's next?
So I got straight away that this is a female because I just felt the energy, and I pulled 2 cards and both queens that came up straight away. And what I've got here is that the Queen of Swords was reversed. And so this is saying you spend too much time in your head. You're a very powerful woman. You can manifest very easily if you just focus your thoughts on what you want. But I feel you go around in circles. So you say what you want, and then you go, oh, but, and then you'll say something else, and then it's, oh, but, and we keep going around in circles. And so we're not getting anywhere. I agree with you about the money, because I got the Queen of Pentacles as well. I think this woman can make money easily. I think money flows to her easily and readily. If it isn't doing now, it will do. And she's kind of a money magnet. And this is part of this confusion, because she'll come up with a dozen really good ideas, and then and they're all money-making ideas. Mm-hmm. And then she's arguing with herself about which one she should go for, and then doesn't do anything for ages. And then money will get tight, and then she'll make the decision she needs to do something, and then money will flow again. So that's what I'm getting for.
You know what? And I have to make one last comment on that. Julia, that's spot on. And also, Virgo. So everybody that's reading, I said you're a Virgo ascendant. They're such perfectionists that they procrastinate. Virgos are perfectionists, and they procrastinate because they know when they get into something, it's got to be like balls to the wall. Okay. So they put things off a lot because they want it to be done the right way.
So I pulled for this person a few cards that indicate that they are starting this new kind of challenge, new undertaking that will actually afford them the opportunity to channel some of their anger, some of that like real sharp sword energy, because I have a lot of swords. And also this has a lot to do with communication and kind of being public, kind of speaking. This person could speak, could write, could maybe start a blog, because I have the art card. You guys might know this is the Temperance card, okay, which is very much, you know, about applications of everything that you've learned, the good, the bad, all of your lessons, everything kind of coming full circle. You're pouring it, you know, and there's this alchemical reaction happening where you're finally able to articulate and present your viewpoint to the world in a very modern technological way. So this could be somebody that wants to start a YouTube channel, or start a blog or start documenting their lives, or just in general be more proactive with communications in their life, communicating more, being very assertive, proactive. There is a lot here about being focused. There's definitely a lot of whenever there's lots of sword people, these are people that are usually really good debaters. They love to argue. They love to be right. They love to make their point. They love to be heard. So that personality certainly lends itself very well to any kind of a social media platform where you're speaking your truth or reaching out to other people. There's a lot of honesty here too. It's somebody who's just like brutally honest. Can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're going to do 3 more, and they'll be the $20 ones for the readings. We have to get all of us, and then whoever has to go has to go. But there's 3 more $20 ones. The one person that didn't write that city, that we couldn't find it down, obviously, you see we can't go chasing through these chats. If you don't put it in the right way the first time, we're not going to be able to do it. I'll try my best to the next time I come live, make sure it's on the next one, but you please just make sure you comment on this video. Also, don't forget, if we did your chart and we did everything, you don't have to write an elaborate story about all the events that happened in your life, but it would be nice to hear, it would be nice to hear, yeah, no, yeah. So we're going to do Morgan, we're going to do Kathleen, and we are going to do, who else did I have? Morgan, Kathleen. Okay, Julie, can you pull a card for Lugo Lundy, please?
I don't know whether I have the dates of birth, those that you're mentioning.
Just pull, okay, I'll tell you those ones, hold on.
Yeah.
Morgan, real quick. Morgan is October 10th, 1978, or not October, August, oh God, August 10th, 1978.
Okay.
Kathleen is July 14th, 1972.
Okay.
And then I promised this other person. Did we do? Oh, April 9th, 1970.
Okay.
Okay, so you want me to tell you about these cards for logos? So yeah, the 10 of Wands is been carrying quite a lot of challenges this year, which are more or less ready to be put down now. I feel that it's coming to an end. Just asking what end. We've got the Magician here as well, so he can manifest a new beginning. And I'm feeling that that's going to start really kicking off not long, maybe a week. I'm getting the 20th of December is when things are starting to shift for him. And then it's going to turn around into the new year. That's it. It's good. Quick. That's what I got. Quick.
Perfect. All right. What about Morgan? Do you have what's her numerology?
Okay, so Morgan's a life path 7, the same as Heidi. So.
Oh, and she's a Scorpio just like me too. I was going to guess that. Oh,
we've got one of the, I think the only 7 we've had tonight that I can think of. So life path 7, so if you think that's Heidi's life path number, it's the psychic detective, very analytical, very technical, very often in the mind and needs to come down into the body from the mind. So that's why meditation is great for us all, but particularly 7s need to come out of the mind. So yeah, you'd make a great detective, great psychic. I mean, it depends what you're drawn to. Like a lot of numerologists are number 7s as well. So it depends what you're drawn to as your thing. You've got a number 1 birthday, so 7s and 1s are very leadership numbers. So you've got a leadership side. So you could well and truly be self-employed, this person, Morgan.
You need to become an astrologer, just so you know. You really should. Just let me know, I'm throwing it out there, but you really should. Yeah. Astrology, numerology, anything of that sort, you need to be doing it because you have one of those charts that you should be doing it.
And she's got a 9 attitude number. It's the humanitarian. So Jenny makes me giggle.
Why? What did she do? I can't even see Jenny.
I know. Fun dinner.
What are you doing?
So fun.
The humanitarian side to her, Morgan, this is. So that's the first impression she will give to people. So it means you're in a personal year 1, so about July, August 2018. So this is the time, if you want to start something new, launch something new, this is the time to do it. Well, you can do it any time, but this year it will be stronger than other years. Like I said earlier, I went self-employed. That's an example of something, or you could start a new business, change your job, or go for it with something like astrology if you're drawn to it, you know, depending on the thing. Okay, I'll pass that.
Cute. I got a text from the lunatics downstairs.
Oh no. That's crazy.
I'll address you.
Cell phone number.
I'll address you when I'm done.
I'll address you when I'm done.
Thanks for interrupting my show.
No, Heidi. Simmer down.
Yeah. Anyway, luckily I know her chart. Anyway, okay, so also your Scorpio ascendant. That's the only way I can like calm down is because I know her chart and I know how she, you know. You are very loyal. You just want to,
What was that bell noise then? Was that your doorbell?
No, that's my phone.
No, Heidi's pinging.
Everybody says, Heidi, do you put that on because it's like a fighting match? I'm like, right, it's
Ding,
fine.
ding, ding.
Like ding, round 2. Okay, so you're very psychic. You also, though, can have a lot of illusions. You know, you gotta watch out for that. You keep your feelings in. You are a perfectionist too. You have 3 planets in Virgo, Mars, Venus, and Rahu. But also when you have Mars, Venus, and Rahu conjunct, no matter what planets it's in, there's some imbalance with male, female, sex, that kind of thing as well.
Mars, Venus, and Rahu.
Mars, Venus, and Rahu, that's pretty intense. Okay, there's like and Pluto. So I won't get into all that, what it can be, what it will be. I mean, there's a lot of things, but the point is there was probably some trauma, maybe something with an older sibling. Also, if you have older siblings, maybe issues with them. Maybe with the mother. They're, you know, Scorpio ascendants just always have something when they're growing up. It's usually relationships. So you have a debilitated Venus too with all that stuff. Just keep this in mind. So, you know, you get annoyed with and you're having some anxiety. So am I, don't worry. We're going through the same transits. So
Someone said,
Says
what's
that she's read astrology and cards for you. I've just found a comment that she put, Morgan,
what'd she write?
that she did or does just or studying astrology.
Good.
A comment now. She has confirmed that in the cards.
You're a good speaker too, and you're going to be. You'll be interested in foreign countries, foreign lands, foreign things as well. You're a good speaker too. Like you're a good salesperson.
Yeah, I've studied astrology for years, plus I read cards. Yeah, Morgan, nice. And somebody said, "What's a life path number 11?" If you re-watch this whole thing again, I think nearly everybody's been on 11 too. It gives you a bit of an idea. That's just a snippet of 11 twos. I'm going to start doing individual videos on all the life path numbers. So
Yeah, that's.
I've got the Ace of Cups for Morgan, new beginnings, and I've got the King of Pentacles. So these new beginnings are very fruitful, and they're going to bear quite significant income, but not for a while. So I'm feeling that the Ace of Cups came up upside down, and I was asking about why, and it was that it's not quite yet. So it's on the horizon. So that would make sense. And I pulled these cards at the beginning, and then Trisha's just said this person is studying astrology and stuff. This will, when they complete the course, then they will, that's when it will turn the right way round then. And I'm feeling, yeah, I agree. Wheel of
Fortune.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I feel the finances are going to come from it as well. But yeah, feels good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to pull this one card because it came up a few times and it kept coming up. So we have the universe. I believe this is the card of Saturn. Okay. And Saturn, I mean, listen, I'm not the Saturn expert, but in terms of rules and things that go up, coming down, things that you put out there, eventually making their return and revealing to you that which you haven't dealt with, things that you still have yet to address, that sort of thing. I'm getting the feeling, I actually got the impression of like, I don't know, I'm being drawn to like an 8-year-old boy with like sandy colored hair and an S name. And just kind of where this attention is being given, very jovial, very, very innocent little boy energy. And so this is I'm getting a lot about like choices, like karmic choices. I feel like she's thinking back a lot to things that happened a long, long time ago. This is probably a time, I mean, maybe it's just the time of year where, we're in retrospect, we're looking at everything we've been through the past year. And so I feel like she's kind of playing things out over and over. In any case, it doesn't feel negative. It feels positive. So,
Okay.
Is it okay if I make my exit, Heidi?
Yeah. You're good. Thank you.
All right. No, because it's mommy time.
No. Thanks for hanging on the phone.
All right. Bye, Julie. Bye, Trisha. Bye, Heidi. It was so nice to work with you ladies.
Have a lovely evening.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, so we have to do this, Kathleen, and we have to do this drugbunny.com. I have a reading in 15 minutes. So
Right.
we have to expedite these.
Yeah. I've got the numbers ready if you want me to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Kathleen or Catherine?
It says Kathleen, I think.
Catherine, okay. So they're a life path number 4. So this is somebody who's come here to have the house, the car, the job. They're all about having structure, order. It's very Capricorn-like energy. Don't like sudden change. Great rocket society type person. They're there for everybody else. You just have to be careful that one thing that you need to sort of really make sure you do is have fun, because number 4s find it hard to relax and often find it hard to have fun. They can when they do, but it's just making sure that you're not there as the rock for everybody else, and you're the one that's, because number 4s, and my son's a 444, can be seen as boring sometimes because they're there for everybody else. They're the rock while everybody else is having fun and they're picking up the pieces. So they have to just be careful of that. And yeah, financial security is going to be really important for this lady. She's got 5 birthdays, so part of it will like travel, freedom. Again, I'm just, this is just a snippet. The 3 attitude number. So creative side to you. So you got like the 3, 4, 5, which are all very different. Number 3 and 4 and 5 are very different. So you've probably got a bit of a push-pull within yourself about what you really want. So you're in year 4 now till June next year, June, July. So this is a year of hard work, determination, not giving up. You probably feel like wading through treacle this year, but it will pass, because next year, middle of next year will be like super fast. So just prepare for that. So I'll pass that over because we are short on time.
Okay, so I've got some quite negative cards, Kathleen. Sorry, darling, but I've got the 5 of Cups, which is a card of everything seems to be falling apart, and I'm concerned about it. I've also got the 7 of Pentacles reversed, so I feel that this is worrying about money as well. I don't know if you've just lost your job or if your relationship is in trouble, because I've also got the 2 of Cups that's reversed, and this is where a partnership is starting to break down. So this can be work related or home related, but what I'm feeling, I'm asking for clarifier, and I've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is a card of you being very financially secure. You're going to be okay, all right? So even though those cards are looking negative, there is something for you around the corner, and it's going to be okay. All right, my love?
I just got these 2.
Okay, similar, yeah.
Yeah. All right, but so you're a Taurus ascendant, and Saturn and Venus are in your first house. Taurus ascendants want nice things. They want to feel secure. Okay, they really want stability, and you worry a lot. Okay, because you have Saturn in the first house. You take on a lot of tasks. You deal with everything. You want everything a certain way. You're a little bit of a control freak. Like you have Venus there, which is great. Like it's exalted there, but then it's with Saturn and Venus and Saturn together. It's like it's restriction on you actually living that Venus out to the full potential. Now it's also good because it can give you boundaries. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. The point is you're going to always worry. Your biggest downfall is worrying, self-worth, delays, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like these types of things. So your ascendant is in the nakshatra of Kritika. Kritika is really good at handling, like you might work something in you make a great financial analyst. Absolutely. An accountant, but then you have this creative side to you as well. That's, just you're a good cook, you're a pleaser. You just want everybody to, you're like a servant. Sometimes you're actually too nice. Okay. And some issues with siblings, if you have any, for sure. Issues with communication, issues with competitiveness. You have K2 conjunct Mars. I have this in my first house. This is why I get so feisty. But you have this in your third house, and you have it with Mercury. So it can make you great with money, competitive, gives you like that drive. But it comes with a price. And this is the house of improvement. And now you asked about your health. You have Saturn in the first house. So I would say that, your health would be good for the majority of things, but it could be like long-term things that bother you. Chronic illnesses is what the Saturn in the first ends up, but you will probably live a long life. I mean, you don't really have to worry about that, but if specifics, that takes time to analyze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't have, okay, you have Jupiter in Moola. Let's see. Jupiter, I have to get some notes out for this.
Do you know what I've noticed, Wally, again, that with number 4s or people with 4s in their chart, they often have rigid spines. Because if you think Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, isn't it? Isn't that to do with the structure? Capricorn, structure of your body.
Where are we getting Capricorn?
The number 4, I akin it to Capricorn.
Oh, okay. Well, her moon is in Leo, which is the 4th house, and Purva Falguni. So wait, real quick, I'm going to say your health things. Rohini deals with, it tends to be, it can be tonsils, neck, cervical, vertebrae. You said that, didn't you? Breast pain, sore throat, cough, goiter, throat pain, irregular menses. I guess that's menstrual cycle.
Yeah. It's just something I've noticed with life path 4s. They often have very rigid backs. That's where the flexibility, that they need to learn in life shows in their body as well.
But I'm going to say this too. The 8th house. 8th house can be the long. I want to bring this one up too. Sciatica nerve. I can't even say it.
Rheumatoid arthritis, is it?
Pulmonary troubles, hips, thighs, femur. I don't even know what this word means. LLEUM. Could be anything like that, possibly. That's the stuff that might get triggered now.
Excuse me.
Oli, do you feel any of that stuff?
I hadn't tuned into it, sorry.
Oh, okay. What about, okay, so that's what I have to say, Kathleen, for you. But there's nothing you can't overcome. I think you worry a lot, and stress is the biggest downfall. Maybe heart stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say. The health stuff really needs to be analyzed. It's not something to do in a live chat.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just like, I can't even believe I did that, actually. It's pricey.
Some things do need a proper reason, don't they, rather than just
absolutely. Yeah. Because if you said that, I'd be like, check. And I did pull that for you. So maybe you're in an unhealthy relationship too. Did we all tap into that one? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've
All right,
just got
now we-
drug bunny. Is it
Yeah.
left?
11/20, no, November 21st, 1951. Did I
No.
even put it in?
What was the name, hon?
Drugbunny.com.
I haven't got that date. What's the date of birth for drugbunny.com? Sorry.
November 21st, 1951.
I was looking at the Aries one. Right, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same life path number as the one I had anyway. That's ironic.
What is it, 11/22?
The 3. We've had a few 3s as well. So I'll quickly do this. So 3 life path number, 3 birthday, 5 attitude number. This person has to really be careful of addictions. Ironic name, Drug Bunny. Very creative, probably very creative, musically gifted, possibly. Anything with, art, music, speak. This person needs to get their creativity out there, though, because if they don't, they're going to be very prone. 3s and 5s are most prone to addictions, and this person, 3 out of their 6 numbers that I know of are 3s and 5s. So this person needs to be really careful. Or probably, they're more mature now, maybe they've learned that lesson. And to reduce drama in their life, they probably have attracted a lot of drama over the years. And focus, super thing. For 3s, when you've got 3s in your chart, and 5s, but 3s is to learn to focus, because very often they jump from one thing to another. Ironic name, Drug Bunny, isn't it? Jumping about and addictions.
Yeah.
So they're just quickly to end in a year 6, which is the house, the home, the family. This is about making sure, looking at maybe your diet, your lifestyle, your home environment. It's all about Venus, beautifying yourself, your home. So you might be very drawn to, this is till next November, looking at your health and physical appearance, and, not from vanity purposes, but, good time to have sort of a makeover, overhaul. Okay, I'll pass this on.
Okay, so I've got the Queen of Cups, and I feel that this is a strong woman, very opinionated, I'm getting. So it's Wands, Queen of Wands, not Cups, beg your pardon. So strong woman, very fiery energy. Look, I'm really drawn to the fire at the top of the wand there. Very volatile, I feel. And I'm not saying that this is the person. This may well be the person's partner or mother. I don't know. We don't know if it's male or female. And I can't pick it up because I picked a king and a queen when I got the cards. So I got the Queen of Wands and I got the King of Pentacles. So I feel that I do actually feel that money, they worry about money because the King of Pentacles came out upside down. So I feel that money can be quite a strong motivator for them. But I've also got the Seven of Swords, which was reversed, and this is a card that's normally about defending your position and defending yourself and standing your ground. And because it's reversed, I feel they don't. This is about. I don't feel they look after themselves particularly well. I don't think they defend themselves very well. They're not looking after protecting themselves. I don't feel they're protecting their finances. So it just feels a little bit disruptive, a little bit chaotic, and not particularly emotionally or psychologically healthy. So that's what I'm getting. Okay.
Yeah, so you are Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn Nakshatra Sravana. You're a good listener, you're a hard worker. And I see drugbunny.com. Yes, you could have addictions. Yes, you could be psychic. Yes, you are psychic, actually. You have Moon conjunct K2. You can detach from anything easily. But when I look at this, you have a debilitated Venus. You have a conjunct Saturn and Mars. So there's definitely some issues, in that ninth house of being a perfectionist. You have that type of thing. But then you have Saturn and Satabisha. You have Rahu and Satabisha. You're a healer. So I wonder if you use drugs, like you've made some creative drug that heals people, like CBD or CD, whatever it's called. CBD oil is an example. Okay. So that could be something, but you do have an addictive personality. You have Moon conjunct K2. You're you can detach from things easily. And this also can make you want to escape from things. You keep your emotions private. So I'm going to watch what I say here. You're very creative. You're a good writer. You're a good speaker, good communicator, but you're an introvert big time. And you could definitely astro travel or have lucid dreams, or you're very psychic. So transits, what I see are 10th house, you're going to have some career opportunities coming up. Just so you know, relationships can come up. It could be with somebody foreign. If you're interested in having some sort of relationship, it's a whole new you. But you need to detach from certain ways of thinking. And I think you need some balance is going to be your biggest, yeah, because you're in some fights. There's some fights going on. You have Saturn in the 12th. Watch out for hidden enemies as well.
Rex is in the room. He's turned up to the party late.
Yeah, Rex, you are a little late. Okay, so now okay, there was just real quick, I've 1 minute, I just want to run through skies above. I saw you did $5, so you got the attachment card. And, you know, I don't know exactly what that means. I can tell you what I think it means, but it's probably not what it means. Keeping you stuck. You're in these patterns that keep you stuck, and you need to break these. You need to break these patterns if you want to move forward and have some success. You got to stop going down that same path. And oh yes, oh, I said I would do your. Okay, George Lopes. Okay, whatever this one is, I'm gonna read you what it says. We gotta give you something here. Can't let you leave empty-handed. You have some low energy, lack of purpose. You're feeling fragmented, unable to rein your scattered focus. So you need to get some more enthusiasm. You need to focus on your goals, and that's what you need to do. Real quick, can you do this one last birthday, Trisha? April 9th, 1970, 6:10.
Yeah, I had that one ready. I wondered if we're done. So another life path.
Keep this real fast, okay?
Yeah, another life path 3, very similar to Drug Bunny actually. 3 life path number, actually slightly different, I'm not saying. 9 birthday, so they've got a humanitarian side to them. 3 life path number, very creative. Again, you have to watch for addictions. 3s and 5s are the most extreme in temperament. So 3 is a diluted form of a 5. Very creative. You need to get your creativity out there. When I say this, like, people might think, oh, you're saying similar things, but I see it time and time again. Very often mediumistic, or they can be. And this person's got a 4 attitude number, which will help. Again, they'll have this push and pull. I want to party, I want to be serious. I want to party, I want to be serious. So money, you need to be careful with money, but you will have a desire to have money, security and structure. You're also in year 5 until April next year. So this has been a fast-paced year for you. Watch the drama, watch the chaos, but it also can be very magnetic and a great year for manifesting and getting things moving.
Yeah, all I can say to you is you're a Virgo ascendant. I'm gonna tell you your signs. Virgo ascendant, moon in Rohini. Your moon is conjunct Mars, so you can get real feisty a lot of the times. You're an old soul. You like your space. Your moon is in Rohini. You worry about money a lot. There are a lot of fights there. Very creative, Mercury and Venus, but it's kind of screwed up with Saturn there, so that you feel boundaries, restrictions. But now you have an opportunity to make money. Jupiter's in your 2nd house, conjuncting your natal Jupiter. This couldn't be any more of a great time for you to, for abundance and speaking. So the patience card. So I think your time is it's time for things to manifest. I have to go. We have to go, guys. I have a reading in 1 minute. So I will, I'm going to end this. Thank you so much for doing this, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
And thanks for being such troopers. You'll hear from me, okay, when I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, stay safe.
Yeah, right. I know. Okay. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care. Bye.